Hi, and welcome. This is the Shower Productions anime podcast. Kind of back from the dead in a way.
Very much so.
And I am Matt, and who are you people? How did you get here?
I'm Brandon.
He's a new age philosopher now.
With the beads.
I actually like your beads.
Well,
I
thank
do. It's interesting. I'm Tanner.
I'm Ramiro.
And Lord help you, you better park right at the gas station.
Oh yeah. That was
Tanks on the right side, everybody. Use the one on
Sorry,
the right side.
I had to.
Yeah,
But it's okay. You do have a point about that, and we won't go into detail, but
If your tank's on the left side,
Just-
use the one on the left side.
just chill.
Go from
It's
there.
okay.
It's okay, man. Just relax.
It's okay.
I have to back up. For
You act like you had to work the next morning.
Okay, never mind. As I said, we are the Shower Productions, and this is our anime podcast. This is a bit of a big, loaded episode because we got a couple things to talk about.
We do.
Like what?
Well,
Well, let's
first,
let's find out.
First, I'm gonna speak a bit about what we're gonna do, and then I'll pass it to Tanner to tell you a few things. The first thing we're talking about is we recently went to Saboten Con in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're going to tell you about our experience there. Our member here, Brandon, didn't get to go, so we're going to be telling him a few of our experiences.
Oh, sorry.
Well, it wasn't his fault. He has a
it
job.
was. We all got jobs.
Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Time off approved.
He couldn't get the time off, but it's okay. He was there in spirit.
Yes.
And then after that, we're going to do our review of Dororo.
Yeah.
And so that'll be fun. But before we get to that, I'm going to pass it off to Tanner to tell you what happened to what would have been our episode 9 and 10.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
So. So, where do I begin here? It is funny that you say that we're back from the dead in October.
Spooky month.
Spooky month.
Yeah, when is this going to come out, though?
Oh.
It's a spooky month.
Soon.
Spooky
month.
I'm going to be better about it this time because of what happened. Let me explain. So, earlier this year, my computer just died. I have a brand new laptop, it's a 2020 MacBook. It was given to me by my church.
Okay, nice
And it
flex.
was really, really nice. Well, no,
What a humble brag.
yeah, I'm just saying, it was a good gift. It was a brand new computer. I was very happy.
To be fair, he has worked for that church a lot without pay, so it's not unearned there.
Yeah.
No, the reason
It's not like that I just joined and they were like, here's a computer.
your old computer was.
Also a Mac, but I got
That's
that.
why.
I got that in 2010.
That's why it was.
and it was dying.
It was a MacBook, Apple trash. Even though I got an iPhone, trash.
You
Even
got
though
an
I
iPhone 13.
trash. And even though I got an Apple Watch, trash.
It's okay. It's UI friendly. It's for you.
We've just
Yeah.
lost any chance of an Apple sponsorship.
Apple, you
Oh,
Apple.
trash.
Just now?
Oh yeah.
Wasn't when we were talking about bulges and Mayo Chiki?
Oh,
Hey now.
Hey,
Hey now.
maybe
Wait,
what
never
were we
mind.
gonna say?
Steve Jobs.
I was like,
Steve
maybe
Jobs
Steve
from
Jobs was
Gross.
Left in his will, if anyone talks about Mayo Chiki, give him the money.
give him the monies.
We're waiting for that royalty check, Steve.
Oh,
Anyway, so
I'll tell you what else is trash. Ford's trash.
okay. We enough of your preferences.
You know what else is trash? Chrysler, trash. And what do you drive? A Jeep, which is trash. And what do I drive? A Dodge, which is my Chrysler too. And that's also trash.
What's your credit card number? Is it trash?
You mean credit score?
No, I want your number.
Oh,
Credit
it's
card number. Social Security.
776521.
You wouldn't have that memorized.
Who doesn't have their social remembered?
Oh, that was your social?
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
there you go.
Cash that in. Did anybody ever get that gift card, by the way?
I don't know, and I don't really have a way of knowing.
Really?
Yeah, because the way it works, like you have to like set it up for you to get stuff to know if it's good.
That was
So
in
you
the
can't
Demon
use-
Slayer episode, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. You can't use the actual number to go check to see if anybody's claimed it?
Not that I could see. There might be a way that I don't know about.
I'm going to try it.
Okay.
We're going to have to get the number again, but
You
I'll
could-
try it.
Well,
I
you
wanna
can just
check
listen to the episode.
Okay, can I just say one thing?
It might not exist anymore if it's one of the ones that we did.
I mean, it's on
No,
Spotify.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, it is one of the ones we did
Yeah.
already.
But one thing I just want to be clear.
Okay.
Okay. Whatever your preference of technology, whatever you use, what brand, it's okay. I was just making jokes. I just don't want no one to get all
Oh, yeah.
Oh no, you're fine making
pitchforks
jokes.
at me.
I was about to
No,
build
you're
you a
just-
podium.
You're
now.
just gonna wake up one day and like all your tires are gone.
And they're gonna be like trash.
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
where
They're
you
gonna
look.
know trash.
You'll be in the trash with
I
Slash.
replace your tires with trash.
Trash bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
But please continue, Tanner.
Yes, I would love to continue this story. Anyway, now that my mind's been filled with trash, that's all I can think of now. So I got this computer. Everything was going well with it. And I think an adapter that I bought on Amazon that's specifically for like multiple plugins. I think
Now
this
that-
was the reason.
Now that is trash.
Yes, it was. It could have been the reason. I don't know for sure, but my computer would just not charge anymore.
Boom, boom, boom.
So, fortunately, it was within warranty, so I sent it back to them, got it back, everything was fine. 2 months later, of course, we recorded 2 episodes in that time period. I didn't think that anything was going to happen to it, and doing what I've been doing habitually with it is I've been putting off editing it and uploading it, just due to work and various other reasons. The computer just crashed. It just stopped coming on completely after 2 months.
Sorry.
Ramiro thinks that's hilarious.
No, because I was gonna say when he's all like, "Oh, I've been waiting for 2 months." I was gonna say, "Cause you're trash."
God.
Ouch!
You know the
I know. I already feel shame. You don't need
your
to do
slogan, Ramiro.
This. The trash.
You're trash.
Trash.
Buy
Jesus-
our merch.
Is it better to say Jesus Christ?
That should be a shirt too. It should be you on.
Well, you need context for Jesus Christ, because otherwise it's just like you're religious.
I'm
You're
not really.
trash. Anyone can get that.
Well, I come from a Catholic background, and
No,
instead of
that-
saying a cuss word, I say Jesus Christ.
It was funny because you said it at the panel that one time, and that's why you keep saying it. Because when you say it now, we get it because it's an inside joke.
Yes.
At least that's my understanding of it. Unless it's over my
The
head.
folks at the podcast just think
Some
that you're not
some of the
religious.
poor people who clicked on this might not get it.
I'm
That's what I'm
sorry.
saying.
I just like the word Jesus Christ.
I can understand that, but you're using it way out of context.
Well, how was the using contest? Oh Lord Jesus Christ, save me from this Apple computer. That's trash.
Full circle.
Is there a commandment about this?
No.
I think it's number 3, or is that the Second Amendment?
Second Amendment is a right to bear arms and kill trash.
Oh, God. Okay, so we lost the 2 episodes that would have been episode 9 and 10.
Yes, we
We
did.
won't say what they were because we might circle back to them eventually someday. We don't know.
Yes.
But just know that they would have been good, and it hurt that they're gone.
Yeah, there was a clip of Carl's dying.
Oh, was that in one of those?
Yes,
Yes.
that was 9.
Oh, man.
The point is I didn't back up anything. I left it on my computer because I didn't think my brand new fixed computer was going to die.
You want to know why?
But
Don't.
It's because you just forgot, man. It's okay.
Yeah, I didn't forget. I just didn't think the computer was going to
You could
crap
say
out
his
on me.
memory is trash.
To be fair, I used that same adapter again to live stream
I mean, but
before it broke.
you should have just kept on doing that routine I told you to keep on doing. Just put it on Google Drive and let me hear it before you upload it and stuff.
Yeah, but I didn't want to get my computer out. I left it in the bag.
See, now you're just being lazy.
A little bit.
You know what? Lazy.
Anyway, it's
disease.
done. There's nothing we can do about it. It sucks, but here we are again with the new episode, and hopefully we'll be putting them out a bit more
Faster.
frequently and faster from when we record them.
Yes, and Ramiro's going to edit this episode this time. So
Oh.
any flaws or anything in it?
Oh, it's just if I'm gonna do it, it's gonna say it's gonna be 5 minutes. It's gonna be
trash. I want to do a
Jesus
trash
Christ.
compilation.
God.
Every time someone says trash, Jesus Christ, it speeds up 2
I was
times
about to say,
faster.
it speeds up.
No, but
Oh.
I mean, I hope we get some new listeners because I mean, I was spreading the word out of the con.
Spreading the word of God.
Yeah, no, yes, most definitely. That's all. If you want to hear me say Jesus Christ many times,
Just listen to this podcast.
Okay.
It's trash, but not our podcast. Our podcast is Jesus Christ.
I mean, there is.
Okay, so I think that's about it for that subject. And the next subject we have is we went to Saboten this year.
Yes.
Yay.
And you know what?
Woo.
It was
Except for
You
Brandon.
didn't.
I did not.
Brandon Chapman. Did not go to Saboten.
I did not.
I wish he went.
And
I did
we
wish I went to.
we did 2 panels, and we hung around the con. And we're gonna talk a bit about our experience. Not too long, because we got a review to do.
We know what Ramiro thinks.
What I thought was all right,
Oh,
but the beginning was trash.
So we'll get to our panels, but let's talk about the con in general. We've been to Saboten a couple of times. It's usually been pretty good.
Would you say this is like your 4th time?
This is my
15th.
5th Saboten.
Oh, I thought you
Wow.
meant
Because it would have been
general.
2011, 2012, 2017, 2019, and this year.
Today.
How that gap between 2012 and 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
that's
mean, they didn't go because
it's
I went.
expensive to go to Saboten.
Yeah.
well,
Exactly.
we got
From
our
where we
own.
are,
We
from
got our
where we
own
are.
local con, so like we were kind of on a
Oh, yeah.
con a year kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
But
mean,
now we go to multiple cons because we're sad and lonely and we need lives.
we ain't lonely.
Speak for yourself.
Hey, okay, that was meaningful. Don't do that. That was only a one-time thing. You know what I'm doing to heal myself?
What?
Cutting myself. I'm just kidding.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that was a joke. It was wrong. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's complain about lines at a convention.
Okay, but
So
I can't wait to
basically,
hear
what
that.
happened at Saboten is
There
we
was
got
attack.
there Thursday night, as we usually do, and we could have gotten our badges Thursday night as we were going out for dinner
I
at,
said it multiple
at
times.
good old Hooters, and we were like, "Nah, we'll get them in the morning. It'll
I
be
was
fine."
fine. I
Because
said
it was
it
a very small line of
It was
people.
fun.
No, I'm not mocking going to Hooters.
No, I'm saying standing in line was fun.
Oh,
What do you mean? We got to meet that old guy.
That, is
That old
that
guy.
line was nothing compared to the Denver's.
no,
that
it
was
there were-
terrible.
well, you're getting ahead of ourselves. But
I
basically,
know.
we could have gotten the badges Thursday night. We didn't.
Did not.
We get up Friday morning, and Carlos, who isn't here with us today to record the podcast because he had work to do, text us and say, "There's a really long line, and their system is down." And apparently, they got
Attacked.
DDoS.
DDoSed. So they had to cut the system, and so they couldn't take cards, so they had to get cash. And they're having trouble because a lot of people had bought badges beforehand, but you had to have proof of that. They couldn't just look you up in the system. So it was going to make the line take a while. So the line got all the way outside into the sun, which actually wasn't too bad. And like you were saying,
No, it was
you
fun.
and I went to Denver Comic Con one year, and that was the biggest line either of us have ever been in. It
Like
wrapped around.
lines and lines.
It
and
wrapped around
lines.
this huge Denver Convention Center like 4 or 5 times.
Hour and a half, maybe.
Jeez.
Hour and a half just to get into the building.
Oh, God.
And we took an album cover photo in the line.
At least it
At
didn't
the
rain.
Phoenix.
Yes. It was warm, but not as warm as it could be. But if you were in cosplay like me, it was a bit warmer. I was the red blood cell from Cells at Work, Code Black. And I did get recognized a couple times, which I was happy about. Took some pictures I was happy about. Cosplay is always fun. I kind of feel like I'm being left out if I don't cosplay at a con.
And I feel like a normie when I go there
Me too.
because
felt
I wear
like it.
regular clothes,
And then I
and-
wore my Deku
and
wig.
and I feel
And then
like
you feel happy.
a Deku wig.
Other than that, and a lot of people had that problem, and it sucks that it happened, but it kind of just it happened.
It
Only
hap-
the other
it
the other-
happens.
It happens. The other thing, I got that. The other thing that happened was they no longer have printed schedules. And I do understand that because it's kind of a waste because most of those end up in the trash anyway. I like collecting them because I have one from just about every convention I've ever been to. I still have the printed schedule in this big binder. But it hurt because their system was down. Their website went down and the app went down.
And
But
guess where the
I think if
schedules
you
were...
if you downloaded the app before it went down, you had it. So some people still had it. But if you're like me who didn't like, oh well, I don't need to download the app because I can just look at the website all weekend. That was down, so you couldn't do that. So they had to post pictures, like printed out big pictures of the schedules everywhere. They also at this hotel, the convention's at has screens next to each room. They used to display the schedules. They did in 2019 when we went, but for whatever reason they didn't this year. So I thought that was another
Yeah.
weird thing that happened.
That was weird.
But other than that, at least running the con, those are 2 issues. But like I kind of get it. And the only other issue I had with the con itself had to do with the masquerade. So get ready for a bit of a story / rant from me. So I like going to the masquerade, and I'm pretty much the only one in this group who likes it.
Hey man, I like them, but I didn't want to go because I knew I was going to stand.
Yeah. So basically, 2 days before the con, on their website, they were like, "Hey, we don't want people to have to wait in line for the masquerade, so we're going to have this ticket system where you can pick up this ticket at the programming desk, And if you have the ticket, you can go ahead and go inside. And 80% of those tickets will be at that desk, and 20% will be at the door. Because we want people to get inside as soon as possible, because we don't want people to stand in line because A, it sucks, and B, because we don't want you to conjugate because of COVID, even though there's a whole people conjugating the whole time. I will say, though, comparatively to other cons I've seen, it was a pretty good, everyone was wearing their mask and being good boys and girls.
Yep.
Maybe you could see people here and there who weren't doing it, but I think for the most part, it was pretty good. You were allowed to take off your mask if you were eating, if you were presenting a panel, or if you were taking a cosplay photo.
Or you're tired as hell.
Well, not technically,
Yeah.
but
If you're a big boy like me.
so basically they had that idea of the ticket system in place. And I read that, I was like, oh boy, I'm gonna get on that because I want to see the masquerade and I want to get a good seat. So the day comes, and as far as I can remember, maybe I was incorrect and it wasn't meant to be at the programming desk.
Oh yeah.
I go to the programming desk and I was like, hey, do you have tickets for the masquerade? And the guy there looks at me right in the face and says, no, I don't think we're doing that. I don't think the masquerade is ticketed. And it's also on me because I really should have gone to other people to ask. But the most people there to ask, who I felt like would know, were at the desk where people were checking in. And there was still a big line
Oh,
through all Friday and Saturday just about. And I just like, well, I don't want to take up the time of someone who's trying to get in. Because I'm that kind of person. Because I'm too much like, oh, I don't want to bother people. So it gets time for the masquerade. And I get there about an hour before, which I thought would be a decent time, even though it turned out not to be.
Nope.
So I see the line, and I see people in the line, and they have the tickets. And I don't have a ticket. And so I ask a guy kind of in front of the door. Another thing that's bad about Saboten is that the main event room is right next to where they have the otaku closet.
Yeah.
So they have the otaku closet against
That's because it's the longest hallway.
I know, but you could have the otaku closet in the hallway that's around the vendor hall. That's on the other floor. That would help the space
It's
so
not-
much more.
It's not as big.
It's
There was
just
not a
about
lot
as
of
big.
people. There was not a lot of people.
And
on
there's
top.
space up there, and they close the vendor hall, so there wouldn't be a line of people going in and out, so it wouldn't constrict each other.
So you're talking about the hall next, the one
There's
that's
three-
the artist alley hall?
There's three,
Halls.
there's three
Floors.
There's
Yes.
the base floor, which is the lobby where people check in. Second floor is the convention rooms or the panel
Panels.
rooms, and the main room and the gaming room. Third is the big artist alley / vendor hall. You could have it around the vendor hall. So I don't know why they didn't, because it made that hall so congested and so because you have the vendor, you have people selling stuff, you have people looking at people selling stuff, you have the people trying to get in the masquerade line, you have the people moving. It's such a mess there.
And to be fair, most people at those conventions are not really polite or like care about their surroundings.
Some people at cons are kind of in their own world, and that hurts it some more. So
Yeah.
I
I'm not
get
saying
there
everyone,
and I
I'm just
see
saying.
people with the tickets, and I ask a guy about it. He's like, "Oh, I don't really know." Like another problem is like a lot of people who work at the conventions are volunteers, so it's like they don't have there's too much responsibility to know very much things and be good at it because they're doing it for free. Basically, I mean, they might get the badge, but like
Free.
kind of free. So he's like, let me ask and let me get on the radio. And then he got on the radio with another lady. Pretty much anyone who didn't have a ticket got to put in the back of the line. And I was in that group, and I was in the back of the line. And I would think, okay, it's not that big of a deal. We'll probably still get in because they're about to open the doors to get in. For whatever reason, they just take forever to open the doors and let people in. And so the line keeps growing behind me. And I'm like sitting there, or I'm standing there. People next to me sit down. They're a group of friends. People on the left sit down. People on the right sit down. There's not enough room for me to sit down, so I'm leaning against the wall. So here I am, all sad by myself because no one wanted to go with me.
Aw. Yeah, I didn't want to stand.
Okay, you have an excuse.
I don't remember what I was doing.
I don't
He
either.
was eating a check.
I think you were eating, maybe.
Probably.
A check.
So I was by
Didn't we have a
myself.
panel later, though?
Yes,
Was
we're
it-
gonna have a panel. We're gonna have a panel later.
That's probably why. I was resting.
So we had.
I like chicken.
I was
wings.
by myself. I couldn't sit. I was all. If you saw the sad little, I think it was out of cosplay at that point. But if you saw a sad tall guy by himself in the masquerade line, that was probably me.
What, the Zorro hat?
Yeah, I think I had the Zorro hat. But anyway, so that sucked, and we stood there in the back of the line for an hour. Finally, the line started moving, and we're starting inching in. We're getting in. I maybe 4 or 5 people behind me. They cut it off, so I just get in.
Oh.
But every seat is already taken, and so there's like 50 people on the back who have to stand, and I'm one of them. After I've already stood there for like an hour, and I've had every job I've had to be on my feet a lot, but you're moving. So it's better if you're moving around than if you're just having to stand
Yep.
there. So my legs are hurting and it's bad.
Hurting.
And I'm in the back of the masquerade watching it, and like I'm pretty sure like, oh, I know the second I sit down, someone's like, you can't be sitting down, it's a fire hazard. So I'm like, oh, I can't sit down.
Let me stop, drop, and roll.
Like I'll bend down and
I'll stop
pretend
that
I'm
fire.
like 3 times I bent down to pretend I was tying my shoe just so I can basically sit down for a bit. Like, oh god. So finally the masquerade ends and they go to judge and some people leave and then I jumped on a seat. So like, yay. So there was that. But so my gripe is first that the programming guy, assuming it was meant to be there, and even if it wasn't meant to be there, he didn't know where it was meant to be or that they existed. Didn't know. So that was bad. And also the concept of what the tickets are supposed to be was thrown out the window. So there was no point to them. And I remember people around me talking about. I was like, yeah, this is kind of fucking pointless.
Oh.
And it was. So that's my kind of gripe about it. It was also hurt myself because if you stay at the convention, you're supposed to get VIP things for your badge. And all of us were staying at the hotel, but we didn't think to tell them that. But to be fair, they also didn't ask.
Yeah.
So that was my main gripes with the con in general and my least pleasant experience of the convention. And other than that, just to say my piece before I let Tanner and Ramiro, who were there, say a bit about what they thought. It was a good con, mostly friendly people, nice artist alley, some good panels, some panels that need some work, but hey, they're out there trying, so I'm not going to knock them too much.
Oh,
got,
yeah.
Got Brandon a gift.
We got Brandon a gift.
Oh, I thought you were going to say God bless him.
No, I said I got him a gift.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, they did.
And we'll go into details about our panels after these two gentlemen get a chance to
You
speak.
go first.
Okay. So, you ask me why I don't want to go to masquerades. Well, you're not making it look like it's fun.
If you can sit down, it's nice.
But
if
mind
you can't,
but we're big guys.
Well, last
That
year
too.
I got the VIP, so I was in front of the line. So I was only in line for like 10 minutes, and I got to sit down. So that was the
but we still
experience.
you still have to wait an hour. I mean, there's a lot of people there. That's one reason I don't go. There's a lot of people there. Everybody wants to see it. So it's like, if you want to wait in line for hours, have fun. Like, I just don't want to do that. That's not my thing.
Mm.
But from what you have said, the things that happened during the masquerade, the actual talent and the cosplayers, that's fun. I can see myself doing that. I just don't do it for the previous reasons.
Mm.
It's just it just seems like it's going to be a while. So,
It is somewhat a bit of
it's a
work
time
to get
commitment
in there.
because you're there for at least 3 hours,
2.5 depending. It just
including waiting in line.
it depends how many entries are, how long they take to judge.
Correct. I've seen some of them where it says it's like a whole time block.
They were
just
done with the
time.
masquerade about an hour and 20 something minutes,
Okay.
and then they went and judged for like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then there was a Kaza concert when we waited. So there you go.
Yeah.
Wait, was that the girl with the big wing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been at every Saboten. This was their 10th one.
I'm glad he said wings.
I passed
She
out
has
for
the
me.
big. She's
Wings.
the lead singer for Kaza, which
Yes.
is a Japanese band who
They're
does.
huge.
They do a
wings.
lot of conventions, and they've been to every Saboten, and they've been to just about every Sabaku too. I think.
Yeah. I
They've
think
been to all. of them.
And they're very nice. I've
Yes.
talked passingly with them a bit, and you were in a panel with one of them, weren't you?
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like last Saboten you were at one of the panels, and you
I
was
was
like
with somebody.
he was like the guitarist for one of the Japanese bands there.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
But anyway, yeah, they're a really cool band, and she wears the big black cosplay feathered wings around.
Yeah, they're good looking.
I remember the first time this didn't happen at this con, but the first Saboten,
Uh-huh.
I went there, I walked by, and I was just minding my business, and she's like, "Here." What? Huh?
No, they promote.
I know, but like I was just like,
I want people to come too.
no,
Yeah.
but no, I was just
It
like,
don't matter who you are.
no, it
It's
just
like,
came out of
"Oh,
nowhere.
Normie."
She's all like, please come to this. I'm like, wait, hold it. What's like? It's like,
That feels like a very Japanese thing.
that's
I
what I'm
feel
saying. That's like, it's
Yeah.
like, because like Yakuza, like there's people passing out
Okay.
tissues. They're like, here,
Which goes to show how much we know of Japanese culture is like games and anime.
It's
But it's
literally-
like,
Well, no, but it's
you
just,
always see people passing things out in the street.
Just Yakuza.
Oh,
That's all I-
no. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's common in Japanese. They keep doing it. I mean, I've seen it like when talking about
that and
document-
Kleenexes.
not Kleenexes, but like they go
I know.
out, they pass out. It's just,
You haven't seen that in things
Blow your nose.
when it's like health committee things or something where like they just have someone who passes out Kleenexes just if you need them.
That's cool.
before COVID.
No, it's still work with COVID. They just have to wear a mask and gloves. That's not a big
No,
deal.
what I'm saying is this is before COVID, where everyone goes, much more. No, but like I was just struck because I was just like, wait, what's going on? Because I was like zoning in, like really
Yeah.
focused. It goes, and she just goes up.
Like
to
I
me.
can imagine you just walking around, just like boom, flyer in your face.
Well, no, she just said it. She's like, please come to the show. I'm like, okay, thank you. Like I was just like I wasn't saying. I was just like shocked. Like, wait, what's going on here?
Yeah,
You're getting jumped.
that's
No,
kind of the thing.
But I meant about the
Just
panel
promote.
I went to in 2018. You guys didn't go to the 2018
No.
one. That was me and my friend. I guess finally that group got an ending on an anime. I guess before then they never got one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were on the ending of I think one of the Black Butler movies. I can't remember which one.
Ooh,
I gotta look into that then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they were singing like, oh this is
it's
off
probably
Black
Book of Atlantic.
something like that.
It could have been Book of Murder because that still has in credits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that
don't remember
too.
the endings as much
Yeah.
as the openings.
No,
It's
just
just Book
all-
of Circus opening though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I was
We're
all
getting into
really
too much,
ooh, okay. I was all my friends all Black Butler. What's that? I was all good anime. You should watch it. Just watch it up to
I
episode 6.
forgot you went without us with your friend.
Yeah, man, that's the best one I ever went to. No offense. No, it's just a bunch of stuff happened. That stuff that like, where the hell am I? This would never happen if I was with the guys.
Did we actually ever have a con where we're all together?
Like all 5 of us?
Yes.
I think it was Kanji.
I don't think we have.
No, because I remember.
Honestly, we've been to so many that they bleed together in my head.
I
I think a Kanji Con.
Yeah, it was
Somebody's
a
always
con-
missing.
it was a
Yeah.
Kanji Con because I remember me, Brandon, and Carls were sleeping in one room, and you guys were sleeping in one
Yeah,
room.
because we also did like
yeah,
that,
that's like one con though. Like we never actually. Like I mean, Carl's missing. He's not even here right now. That's what happens with our cons. Like we usually just go with a few of us.
It's okay.
No, we all need to be together.
Well, then we should just plan one for next year.
And be absolute about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
But what sucks about a year, you don't know what's going to happen in a
yeah,
year.
well, keep going, Mira. What do you think of Saboten?
I thought it was.
I didn't get to say anything.
Well, it was still his turn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, he hijacked it.
Oh no, you were talking
you
about.
started?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, it was him.
I
He was
wasn't done.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was-
well, okay.
I literally talked about how I don't want to go to the masquerade.
Okay, yes. Ramiro,
That is literally it.
hold on. Hold it in.
No, it's because we're just talking about that Japanese group. It led
Yes,
to that.
Cause it. Okay,
It
Tanner.
did.
Sorry.
Oh.
The rave.
Yes. No, I like the overall experience is pretty good. Bought like 2 things at the vendor hall. I was gonna say some things, but
So I thought of something else there.
I
I'll
don't
tell you guys
buy
after.
contraband. I
Contraband.
buy large swords.
I'm gonna write it down so
I
I'll
was thinking
bring it
about
up
it
later.
There was good art. I got some art.
Oh yeah, there's
There's
tons
always
of great
good art.
artists. There's always
And it's like I just
like oh
but it's one of those things where it's like you're walking around and you see someone and the table's open and you make eye contact and you're like,
Gotta
oh,
say
no.
something.
Oh no.
No, but
I
like,
gotta at least
oh,
make
no,
small
no,
talk.
no.
It's like,
You
how
know-
you doing? And then by that point, once they draw me in, it's like, shit, that looks good. I want that. And not good.
well, I mean,
I just kind of browse real quick and then just just zip out.
Well, I only get like big things if it's like something like really cool and like really like the Doki things.
Yeah.
Those are really nice.
Oh,
I
that's
love
what I
niche
forgot.
stuff.
Dang, that's what I forgot to look up. Dang it. They had a quintuplet figure of Miku, and I was like, I gotta go ask him.
He likes me.
And we walked away, and I forgot.
Refer to our
Aw.
episode. I think it was 5,
3.
First.
3.
Yeah, that was 3.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first review. we
Sorry,
did
there's
was
5.
QQ.
There's 5 of them, but
Yes.
it's
Season 2
episode
came out,
3.
so we're gonna do
There's
this.
another series that's the same concept basically. I
Oh.
can't remember its name. But
Really?
it's, yeah, it's it's a quintuplets
isn't a
of
harem.
girls and it's a harem.
Is it?
This is not.
They're all
Split
related, or
Second
what?
I think they're quintuplets.
Another one.
Yeah.
They're the same guy. He's pulling the fairy tale on us.
No, it's not the same guy.
Oh, okay.
Same
Maybe that was just
concept,
fun. I
different
just remember
anime.
a meme shot of it. It was like it's happening again or something.
Because I know there's another series where the guy, it's a harem, but like he's tutoring these girls that are not smart. Like one's good, really good at math, but not good at English. The other one's really good at English, but sucks at math. And then you got one that's not good at all in anything in school.
I can't remember. That sounds familiar, but like that's such a wide net too.
Wait.
Anyway, so our panels went well. It was at the same place we went to in 2019. I really had a good time. I really don't have any other opinions besides that. Like they ran the con pretty well, and Sorry,
Well,
I'm
I'm
texting inside.
Sorry, yeah, they're all
I can't
messaging each
do
other
this.
like very, very rude little boys.
No. When you say running well, I was all like, they run it well. I mean, they got dogs. They couldn't fucking give
Oh, I
us
thought you were gonna
tickets.
say they got dogs.
They did.
Yeah, they had
The corgi cosplayers
cosplayers.
were there, so they did have dogs.
What a
Oh,
dog
yeah.
doing though?
And then
Cosplaying.
Yeah.
it's Link.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been to.
They've been to a couple.
Yeah.
Cosplay is cute.
I was like, I feel
but,
like we've seen them at another one.
That's all.
We'll
I got.
do-
I can't really
We'll get
go
more
into
details
super
about panels
details.
later.
I just.
They got all the details.
Okay, Ramiro, make it quick though.
All right. The only thing I hate
2
about
hours?
this.
Bring us home.
The only thing I hate about this con is that there's no free breakfast. This is the only con I ever go to. There's no free breakfast at a hotel.
DoorDash Taco Bell.
Really, there wasn't like any food provided by the hotel.
No, there was
No,
there was a
food.
vendor thing for lunch to buy stuff.
I
I mean,
mean,
there wasn't like because it's the restaurant is attached to the hotel, but I think it's just that they share the same space, so not
Yeah.
the same business.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was great. It was really great. I mean, enjoyed some panels and stuff like that. Kind of wish that fanfic one went really well. I wanted to say something, but my anxiety keeps kicking in.
Which fanfic one?
Oh, the one we went to, but we left early because.
Oh, when they were typing that out?
Yeah, like.
Oh, yeah, they had troubles.
I mean, it's not their fault on their own. Like, it's just.
Pretty much, there was a make your own fanfic panel, and he had the keyboard out and would literally type it up, and people would give suggestions about what to do. The keyboard was giving him trouble.
Oh,
And,
Really?
like certain keys weren't working, and then it was like going in and out. So it'd be like you try to make a sentence, and it's
And,
like you could tell what it means, but it's like letters are missing, letters are misplaced, spaces
Blubber.
everywhere.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
But it was alright. I mean, other than that, I mean, I went to some panels, pretty good.
You had some chacaronis.
Chaperone, met some people, met
Yeah.
some new ones. Surprised that they're like, man, you travel this far to come here? Like, yeah. Because, like, from Roswell, 8
Yeah.
hours. No New Mexicans. What? No, I was surprised that they knew it was. Like, I was like, man, Roswell's really that big? I was hoping the question, like, are you legal?
Oh,
Because you don't ever hear that? Like, people always, like
yeah, I've been asked, do you believe in aliens?
no, because, like, I've had people, like...
How old are you?
Shush. Wait, what?
What's your full name?
No, I had people like I have known
Date
some
of birth.
people that like went out for corporations to train out, and they're like they went to stores and they're like, you're New Mexico, you got papers, you're a legal citizen. Thinking New Mexico's part of Mexico, and like
Where do you go to be asked this
Alabama.
question? Okay.
The internet.
I was about to say.
Alabama.
I was like, Arizona and New Mexico are pretty much the same line. Like,
Well,
You're
Alabama.
from Arizona? You must be Mexican.
Right.
He even showed up his license and like everything, even a passport, and he was like, "I'm not selling you this alcohol."
What?
Yeah,
It's a passport. It's legal.
he thought it was fake.
If anything, that's the most legal document you can have. It's like
Yeah.
Other than
gets
that,
you in
he
a
showed-
country.
It's actually supposed to trump a driver's license in most circumstances.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
because it's been federally recognized and there's more scrutiny behind it.
even though nobody likes to fit.
Oh no! We forgot to talk about Tanner's little incident that happened.
Well, we'll get there. Let's talk about
What
our
incident?
panels.
What are y'all talking about?
Oh,
So we
also-
hosted two
Okay.
panels. The first one was Heaven or Hell,
That was fun.
also known as Heaven and Hell in our promo.
It's
it was
okay.
fun. It was
Oh.
funny.
Oh, that's why I.
No,
think
that
I-
was my mistake though, because that's the way I wrote it.
Oh,
was your
Brandon
mistake?
made another mistake.
Brandon.
He made it say he had to edit it. He was all like it said like for like he said it some different time. You put AM instead of PM.
Oh,
Did I? Oops.
4
I fixed it though.
Oh.
I was
4
like,
a.m.
so
Let's do it.
we did Heaven and Hell. It was the first time doing it. We got a mostly full room,
Oh, it was fun.
really good
I
room.
mean, mostly it was full.
It was
It was just
full.
a full, smaller room.
Yeah,
it's pretty great.
great
Oh, yeah.
time, great audience. We're gonna do it again, of course.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's not much more we can say other than it was a great time,
Good debates.
and
good
we've had some
debates.
people tell us, "Wow, this is a great panel," and like
Unfortunately,
the high of highs happened when people tell us that. So
Yeah.
I was gonna say nobody sent both of them to heaven though. That was sad.
Or
Well,
to hell.
Well, because there was people being dicks.
pretty much like
Yeah.
if you don't know the concept, pretty much we have two characters from anime or games. One has to go to hell, one has to go to heaven. People debate who goes where. Or if the entire room agrees upon it, they can both go to heaven or both go to hell. But they never agreed fully. They got very close for a couple of them, but there's always, as Ramiro put it, 2 or 3 people who wouldn't do it.
Why?
As Ramiro put it, dicks.
But if you came to either of our panels, thank you very much, and we hope you had a good time.
Thank you.
Yeah,
The other one was our trivia challenge panel, which we've done several times. and we were kind of given a rough time spot. But what we're gonna do is 10:30 on Sunday, and there was other things going
I
on.
thought it was Saturday.
It was Sunday.
I'll get my days confused. I thought it was on
Are
Saturday.
you sure?
Yeah, it was on both of them on the same day.
They were on the same day.
Okay.
Because remember we went to go.
Well, you confused me because we were talking about the masquerade earlier, and that was been Sunday.
Yeah, it was on Sunday.
So we didn't have a panel after that.
Huh. I just didn't want to go there.
Yes, that's what it was.
No, because like I remember remember we went to sign
No,
up.
you're right. You're
You
right.
signed up. They made you sign 2 forms
Yeah,
because you had 2
Because we
panels.
had 2 panels.
And they told me if anybody asked Tanner's Ramiro Vasquez.
Oh god. Because Ramiro and I went down to do the panelist check-in, and like they needed people who were being part of the panel to sign it, but Tanner wasn't with us. He's going to be the most part of the panel, and we're like, oh, it should be okay because like that's just an agreement that if you break something, it's on you. That's all it is.
Good. Ramiro's liable. Not
So
mine.
Ramiro put his name on it, and like I was like, if they really cracked on in it and like come in the room, like Tanner has to pretend to be Ramiro, kind of thing. Because Ramiro signed the thing and handed it in.
You know what? This equipment's trash.
Well, to be fair, for the Heaven and Hell, the projector we were going to use gave us some trouble, and we had to call someone from the programming desk to come and help us. Thankfully, they did. So whoever that guy was helped us out a lot.
It was a setting. It was a setting on Windows that you can't. For whatever reason, the projector would not let me extend the
And I
display.
went to panels in that
It's
room
dumb.
after us, and they almost all had the same problem. They had to
It's
call
the
the guy to
projector.
help them out.
It's the projector.
So it was,
And
yeah.
I kept telling Matt, go help him, man. You know.
And I was like, I don't know the specifics of it. I just know they came and they fixed it.
I mean, I knew the Pacifics. I thought you knew too.
No.
I know the Atlantic.
I wanted to.
I'm very bad at tech stuff. I'm not very tech savvy.
Well, like I mean, I would want to help, but like I just feel like I'd be trash.
We have technology.
But anyway, like the trivia challenge wasn't the best.
I wasn't there
You
It's
weren't
just 'cause of
there
the time
'cause I got
slot.
past-
Well, not only that, it's just like we kind of messed up on a few questions, which we don't normally do. So
Just one.
I'm playing
well,
just the
two
one.
kind of. But so that kind of sucked. But we learned from it, and we'll not do it again. I
Never.
went to a couple of good panels here and there. Too many to talk about, really. The opening and ending panel I went to, where you have to guess that I was happy that I guessed a couple of the niche ones, which I didn't think would be niche, but it just shows my age.
What?
Well, one of them was Tiger and Bunny,
Oh,
Ooh.
and I thought people would get that right
Old.
away, and then it played, and no one was raising their hand. I was like, oh man, it's my time, and I got it. I got that one, and I got the opening for Samurai Flamenco, and then I got what else? The original Japanese opening for Yu-Gi-Oh, and I got that one. So
and everyone's all like, old fuck.
yeah. Well, no, I got that one, and then I was like Yu-Gi-Oh, and they're like, yeah, that's it, and the whole room was like gave a gasp and a shock, and it was like
The last time that happened with Yu-Gi-Oh, the panel was like, did you know 4 kids lied to me and the shower realm does not exist?
Yes, it does. It's called death.
Well, yeah.
So
I'll send you to
I
the
think that's
shower
about
realm.
my ideas about Saboten, or my thoughts about it. Did you guys want to add anything else before we go on to
Tanner's
review
The
time?
actual review.
Yeah.
No, one more story.
Well, we are kind of reviewing Saboten.
I mean,
I don't really.
I missed
have
a pound
anything.
because I was eating chicken wings. I
Yeah.
passed out from eating.
Oh,
chicken.
they got plenty of shacaronis from Papa John's.
Oh yeah, shakaroni. You gotta try.
Oh, we went to Hooters too, and their quality of food is downgraded a bit from because we went to the same Hooters
Because they don't have an onion.
2
taco
years
ring anymore.
previously. No, the strips I got weren't as good either,
Aw.
and the onion rings that Carlos was really happy with last time weren't as good.
Because it wasn't a dick tower.
No, it
That's
wasn't just.
why.
It wasn't just that. They were straight up like
Like
they
from
were.
the
They were
frozen.
frozen. They got it from Walmart. They de-thawed them that day. They threw them in a fryer and threw them on a
The
plate.
chicken wing, the
Oh.
bone, the wing, the
You
bone.
you could tell they were that kind of.
The boneless wings were pretty good.
Here, have some onions.
Hey,
Here's a
did
knife.
you like Cold Stone though?
Cold Stone was good.
Cold Stone?
I think
was
that's
great.
maybe the second time ever I've been to
That's
one.
the 5th time I don't want to keep going. Every time I go to Lubbock or Texas, I gotta go.
Oh, and the poor Tanner and I went to Subway, and it took a while, but the poor people working, there was only 2 of them, and they were starting to run out of stuff, and they were doing their best. So, shout out to you folks at that Subway in Phoenix. By the
Y'all
convention.
got hit.
They got hit hard.
And then Tanner wanted to go look at his AMC because he owns some stocks. He's all.
And then we took forever to get there because we went the wrong way.
Yeah, it was. We literally could have forked to the right and it would have been right there, but we thought,
Oh, we'll go around.
That's
Oh,
not
no.
the front.
So we
The
walked
front
around.
has to be. We're in the back. That has to be the back. Let's go to the
We
front.
walked around the block, and then we couldn't even go inside without buying a ticket. So,
Yeah.
and they didn't have an arcade, so there was no reason for us to go in there.
I mean, technically, I could have flexed, but I didn't want to.
Well, you're gonna be
Like
like
the poor part-time person checking the tickets is gonna be like, "Oh, sir."
They actually have an Investor Connect, so technically.
So you
probably
say,
could.
what are you gonna show and be like?
No, I'm not gonna act like I own the place. I'm not the one who bought it and paid for it.
Are you
but
gonna
it's
be like this? Or are you gonna show and be like, look how much stocks are?
This isn't that kind of podcast. Okay.
Anyway, but no, we forgot about Tanner's karaoke.
Oh, okay.
okay,
That was-
karaoke.
Be
But-
quick about it, though.
So usually I'm
gotta say the
not
beginning.
one to do stuff like that. I don't like getting up in front of people. It takes me a little bit more. I'm getting better over the years, but it takes me a little bit more. Like I've got to work myself up to do it. I actually did A Whole New World, both parts by myself at a con in. I won't say where. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter now since Ramiro revealed our location to everybody.
What's the big deal?
Las Cruces. There was a con in Las Cruces.
Wait, you went to one in Las Cruces? You
Yes,
tell
I
me?
did. It was back when I was in Albuquerque.
3 hours away. I could have met you.
Could have, but it was me.
I think I
and,
was
me
16.
and one other person, and we headed over there. It was fun.
You like this? A whole new world.
Yes, and I actually memorized the song before I got up there. And I got up there and did it, and it was difficult. But that's a different story. So this time, and one song that we keep playing for whatever reason, because everybody really loves the song. So it's just, that's one reason. The other reason is it's just an inside joke between all of us. We just love this song. It's Tribute by Tenacious D. And I had been already singing it. Every time I hear it, I sing it. And it's just like I said, it's an inside joke with all of us. We always sing it and everybody talks about it. It's just fun. So I was like, it'd be fun if I actually went and sang Tribute. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. And I wasn't drunk either, by the way. This
No,
is
but like
full, just regular sober
What's
me.
stupid too is like the guy told us, like we're like,
I'm not there yet.
Oh no, but I'm just saying, like it
working
was
it up.
before we walked in. Like we walked, oh look great. We're like, oh they're having karaoke.
We were looking at the panels to do. We were walking down the hall, and the guy who does it has like the whole setup. It's all of his tech, his computers, his
Mhm.
mic. He was waiting
Yeah.
outside his panel room before he goes in. He's like, "Hey, you guys should come to the karaoke I'm about to do." I'm like, oh, maybe we're thinking about it. So continue.
And then, I just kind of worked myself up into doing it. I even, me and Ramiro were just sitting outside. Unfortunately, the security room probably shouldn't have been standing right outside.
Yeah,
I mean, I recorded you.
I was
singing.
sitting in a corner.
You weren't sitting.
You were standing. I got evidence.
You can
No,
sit in
I-
a corner, but stand in
No,
it.
I got evidence.
No.
The point is, we were in a corner. Since you're very specific on the wording. We were in a corner trying
Well, I mean,
not to bother
to be more
everybody.
specific, that wasn't even the corner. That was like the beginning of the edge of the hallway, but that
we
wasn't
were
the
out
corner.
of the way.
We're behind a pillar.
We were trying to stay out of the way. We didn't think we were bothering anybody. And I actually started to try to sing and memorize the song. And me and Ramiro were getting into it. And it's like, we're like public performers. One of the security guys comes by, and I guess he said something to Ramiro, but I didn't hear him.
No, I was just telling him he's just practicing It's upstairs. I'm just like, well, I understand you have a long day, bro, but you can't be rude to your kids.
It was weird, but I didn't notice. I didn't care. I was just sitting there, because we played the first thing that came to our heads.
Just so happened to be
Yes, and
the best song.
Wait, we'll get copyright. You're so close to it.
Be you angels.
Oh, I remember that.
That's the part we like because he snorts, and everybody giggles when I say that.
Me, you angels. We said they.
So we got there a bit after it started.
I mean,
and
I
then-
was memorizing the lyrics.
And then you were sitting in the back,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
hadn't signed up yet either. But then eventually you did sign up, but there was a lot of people in front of you.
Which
Yeah. I
um,
didn't know how many people were really in front of me.
Yeah.
But I figured there was like nobody in the room though either.
There wasn't that many people in the room. There was maybe like 10 people in the room.
Yeah, so I figured that even though there's like 25 people on this list, since I'm coming up, we've got an hour. We'll be able to get through everybody in time, especially since half of these people probably already left and aren't here anymore. So we sit after I sign up. I think you signed up too, didn't you?
No, I was going to, but I wanted to sing a Spanish Norteña song, but everyone would be like at a con and stuff. I mean, people are doing different languages, but at the same time, people were like,
Well, some of them were attempting different languages. Is what you mean?
well,
They were attempting.
Some people did Japanese songs, but they didn't actually know it, so they mumbled through it.
But one guy did sing pretty good. In
Yes, there were some people who really
Yes,
knew it, but
because
they knew the song. Other people, not so much.
The colors.
sad.
Oh, whoa, whoa. And like he was all like, "I'm sorry, guys."
Yes.
I'm like,
It's
"Don't sorry
all right.
to
You
us."
tried.
You tried, man.
Anyway,
no judgment free zone.
Point of the story is we sat and we sat and we sat, and then they
And
called off.
time is ticking. Time is ticking. Time is
I
ticking.
ordered pizza.
Literally the last. Yeah, he ordered pizza.
It was Domino's, not Shakaroni.
We are not sponsored yet. Sat and sat and sat, and then the last person, they called the last person.
That was all excited.
I was excited. It was a person who had gone 2 other singers before that, and that angered me because I pretty much worked myself up to go do this. And, you know, it's already difficult enough. Like I don't really want to do it, but I want to. You know how it is.
I was excited too.
Everybody was excited.
We're gonna
We
record
sat
it
there,
and everything.
We're gonna do this.
He was gonna stare at me when he said, "Be you angels."
The point is if you'd already gone, there's literally no reason for you to go again.
I mean, and it's like the last 30 minutes too.
And it was the last 30
I'd be
minutes.
okay with them signing up to go again, but people who haven't gone should have been prioritized.
Yeah,
They
I
should have
agree.
been. But too
I
bad.
wasn't even there.
So sad.
So that
So
happened.
that happened.
That's
we
that
why-
left.
was
We left.
kind of deflating.
And see, that's
But
what.
then I found out about a secret karaoke thing unofficially that was happening, and I told you about it, and you were like,
I got deflated. No,
"No, I
forget it.
can't, not again.
I'm not doing that again.
No,
I'm not
but
gonna
it
sit
might-
and
Don't
wait
give me
again.
hope."
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, I forgot about that panel too. That cringe one. That was pretty funny. The panel where people were touching their cringiest story.
Oh yes,
Oh, I
but we
thought
can't
you just
repeat any
went-
of that.
I thought you just
Oh.
walked up to the front and were just like,
Well, I had a cringe story, but it wasn't gonna be that.
Pretty much,
great.
it was that. It was like if you had a cringe story, say it.
And there was
There were
like
some good ones, but we're not going to repeat them
That
here.
almost sounds like
yeah.
a,
Because that's not our.
It probably should have been 18 plus, honestly, and it wasn't. So it
I
was
thought it
surprising.
was.
Oh,
There was one that was and one that wasn't, but
Yeah,
the one that wasn't, they were still doing mature things anyway.
Yeah, because I thought we went to was mature because they were showing
Ooh.
playthings.
wow.
I don't remember.
Yeah, 'cause
it's
remember-
kind of mixing together. We
yeah.
might have gone to the 18 plus one.
Yeah, we went to the 18 plus because remember what he did with the pinata.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't sound right.
No, we'll leave you with that. The pinata. We'll tell you
Dildos.
off the thing.
okay.
If you really want to know, follow
No.
us on Twitter.
Oh, gosh.
Toys.
Close.
But I think that's about it for our thoughts on Saboten. We
Yeah.
want to go again sometime down the line. We got to interact with a few people here and there.
We got
Some
a lot
people
of
I
our business.
talked to on Twitter and said hi to and got to take pictures with.
Yes.
A lot of people took our business cards.
Networking.
Well, now you're just making it seem like we're
Horrid
Grifters.
ourselves.
like we're parasites sucking on other
Oh no,
successful
but,
people.
but some guy made a good point about the panel name because I didn't realize it too. This guy says, "Is it a Guilty Gear panel?" Because usually, because at the beginning of Guilty Gear the fight, they're like heaven or hell fight.
Oh.
I was gonna say you should try our new men meat.
And they, but Carlos,
Meal
funny enough,
supplements,
Carlos was wearing a
Shaw
Guilty Gear
Productions.
shirt.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's funny.
But okay, I think it's time for us to start reviewing Dororo.
Ugh.
Oh, don't say that,
Jesus,
Jesus.
we were supposed to review it a long time ago, but you know things happen.
And it's a good anime.
Yeah, some of our people have
Lives.
watched it a bit ago, so
I
their
did.
memories of it aren't as fresh.
Mine are kind of fresh.
So they might struggle to remember things, but don't worry, we'll get through it.
I'll tell you what though, I did watch the first half twice because I did watch it. But it's funny, like they had the whole thing on YouTube. Like it was weird, like the whole series on YouTube.
Really?
Like someone uploaded the whole thing
Oh.
with no openings or ending. It was like all one clip.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, so it was like one of those when they say like, oh, movie, but it's just the show?
No, it wasn't. No, it said it was the show.
Okay. But no, I just remember like for video game cutscenes,
Oh,
like they'll do that when it's like, you know,
oh,
Injustice the movie, when it's just all the cutscenes put together.
Yeah.
But okay, as is tradition when we review things, it's time for some facts.
Oh,
What
some
happened?
facts.
What happened in 2019 besides COVID?
Wait.
That was the end.
We'll have some
And
facts
it was the
about
beginning of
Dororo.
The end is the beginning.
So, are you ready?
The beginning is the end.
Is you ready?
Like, yes.
Okay.
Ariana Grande.
What?
I don't know.
Dororo is based off the manga by Osamu Tezuka, which ran from August 27th to 1967. From August 27th, 1967 to July 22nd, 1968 in Weekly Shonen Sunday. It was then canceled before it was concluded, but it concluded in Akito's Shoten's Boken no magazine, where it was completed.
I just like the fact that you can get some shonen with your Jesus.
Yes.
Shonen Sunday.
Weekly Shonen Sunday.
That's awesome.
Other notable works by Tezuka, and he was pretty much like the godfather of older manga, was Astro Boy,
Oh.
Kimba the White Lion, and Blackjack, which I have heard of before.
Very good.
It's also, there's another manga that was a remake that was made in 2018 called The Legend of Dororo and Hyokumaru by Satoshi Shiki. And I don't know for sure because I haven't read it. I've just seen some of the art. But I do feel like the 2019 anime is probably a bit more based off that than the original manga. It's still the same characters, ideas. It's
fine.
just the 2019 anime diverges from the original source material a bit.
Oh.
The anime series ran from January 7th, 2019 to June 24th, 2019. It was a co-production from the studios Tetsuga Productions, which owns the intellectual properties for most of Tetsuga's works, and his son works there, as well as a co-production of studio Mappa.
Mappa.
Isn't that an anime studio?
Yes,
Hey, you know what they did
Go to
too?
Mappa Flow.
a lot of stuff.
I think they did Jujutsu Kaisen too.
Maybe.
Because I see that logo on there.
They did, I know they did
Mappa.
Zombieland Saga, and they did some other shows, bigger ones. The series' name comes from Tetsuga's childhood memory of his friends mispronouncing the Japanese word for thief, which is Dororo.
Oh.
So it's Dororo.
Dororo.
Yes.
Dororo.
So Dororo in the series is a thief.
Makes sense.
Oh.
Ah.
Yeah.
And usually at this point I say other shows that are coming out around the time, right? But we already did a series from 2019. We did Demon Slayer. So I kind of feel some of those will be repeated and reiterated. So I thought, why don't we do it of things that were coming out when the manga first came out? The original manga.
In 60s, Double
Yes.
Mace.
Ooh. Yes.
So some other things you would have, well, I got some other things you would have seen on the shelf with the original Dororo back in 1967.
Animal Farm? No.
No. Animal Farm.
Maybe.
The super memorable works like Blue Submarine Number 6,
Never heard of that.
Gum Gum Punch,
That
Look
sounds
at me
familiar.
punch.
Giant Robo.
Yes.
Bubble Bubble?
No.
No.
And then
Robo.
this little series that
Robo.
not many people know about called Lupin the Third.
Oh, I don't know
really?
about
Yes.
that. Wait. I said nobody knew about
I know. See, that was the joke. The number one song on the day the first chapter of Dororo came out, which is August 27th, 1967, in the United States at least, was "Ode to Billy Joe" by Bobby Gentry.
Gentry?
Gentry.
Okay.
Gentry.
Gentry.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Both Bobby and Billy are spelled with E's instead of Y's, too.
Don't get me started.
What was the first? Wait, you're talking about songs now?
Yes.
Okay.
And I tried, there's some conflicting information about what the overall number one song of the year was. There's different sources. But, so.
Different opinions.
This is the best I could figure of transcribing them, basically. The number one song of the year was "I'm a Believer" by the Monkees.
I never heard that song.
It's from Shrek.
I'm a believer.
Yes, the original version of that song.
They copied?
Yes, it's a cover.
What?
You didn't know that?
I
I'm probably gonna figure it out.
believe. I believe. Hey, that's the gift we got Brandon. Is that guy?
Yes. We got him a picture of Lord Farquaad, who looks creepy.
And it says E.
No.
I wish.
Can you imagine?
And he's
Well,
all
you
like-
can add it yourself.
Oh, there you go.
He's like,
You'd hang it up in your classroom.
Yeah,
The letter E.
You should hang it up, man.
Other notable songs to come out that year were "Respect" by Aretha Franklin,
Uh-huh.
"Ruby Tuesday" by the Rolling Stones, and "All You Need Is Love" by the Beatles.
Oh, you need to.
You know, what's funny. I think that's the song they were on a Rolling Stone about that. They were on a live talk show host, like you know how they like do live events and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they had. I guess they if you watch that video, the singer keeps rolling his eyes. I guess they made him like do an edit version right on the spot because he couldn't sing.
So he was basically so strung out that he couldn't perform.
Like he was just tired of like.
Sounds about late 60s.
Yeah, but it's funny if you think about it now and all the stuff they're putting on live TV shows.
Yeah.
They do it.
The number one movie on the day that the first chapter of Dororo came out, at least in the United States, was In the Heat of the Night.
I was gonna say Animal Farm.
No, Jesus,
Wait,
stop
is that the movie or song?
That's the movie.
What's that movie about?
The movie is about. Do you know who Sidney Poitier is?
Nope.
Well, he was a African American actor in the 50s and 60s who was notable for breaking ground in a lot of roles. I think he won the first Academy Award for leading actor and the first African American to do so. He played a lot of those roles. In the Heat of the Night is a story of a police detective from Philadelphia who goes down to Mississippi to investigate a murder, and it's the Deep South in the 60s, and he's black. So you can ascertain what most of that movie's about. There's some famous scenes in it, like I think one of the cops there slaps him or calls him boy or something, and he slaps him right back.
And then calls him boy.
And he's like, they call me Mr. Tibbs and stuff like that.
I think
'Cause
I've
that's his
seen
name.
references
Yes.
to that, not the actual scene though.
But anyway, it's a pretty famous movie, and that was number one on the day it came out. The number one movie overall of the year of 1967 was The Graduate, and that's a movie with Dustin Hoffman.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's the one. It's like, Mrs. Robinson, are you trying to seduce me? That's what that is from. That was the highest grossing movie of that year.
That's weird. I wonder why.
Because people got curious about it, and it was a younger man going after an older woman, so it was scandalous, you know.
Yeah.
Other
Not
notable
anymore.
movies to come out that year were the original Casino Royale,
Ooh.
the Bonnie and Clyde movie that's most well known, that's most references. Usually when you see Bonnie and Clyde clips, it's from that movie.
Okay.
And then the Disney's The Jungle Book also came out that year.
Jeez.
So that was
the
what
last movie to do like cell animation too. I think
I want to know.
I was watching Pawn Store. Some guy was selling his.
Jungle Book. So.
Well,
I know they made the Jungle Book out of a lot of redos from other Disney
Yeah.
movies.
This is my
Yes,
Mowgli.
like if you ever look it up, there's like side by sides of like, I know a lot of the Jungle Book is from Snow White, and then I think like Sleeping Beauty and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and actually no,
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is like even worse than that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Robin Hood is like a complete redo of other animations that they just drew over because they were the Disney animation in the late 60s and 70s were like really hurting.
Hey, the story still worked.
They're still good movies. It's just you could see it now.
They can
Yeah.
copy their own stuff. It's fine.
At least it was their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
It's
about
not Shrek.
it for the facts and about what the world was like when Dororo first entered people's lives.
Spawned.
Spawned.
And does the manga do good, like the readaptation of it? Is like there's got to be different parts, right? Besides the character design, right?
I want to know. I know that manga is still going, but it's in its final arc.
Wait, Dororo's still going?
No, the reimagining, the redo of it is.
Oh, okay.
The original Dororo manga from '67 only has 19 chapters. It's not very long. It was not his most notable work. Like Astro Boy and Kimba and other things are things he's most well known for.
Wait, so what you're saying is that the anime that we're reviewing
Yes.
as a manga,
the readaptation.
and that manga's not done?
It's an the Dororo was a manga in '67,
Yes.
'69.
Yes. That's over.
In 2018, someone started doing a reimagining of Dororo. That manga adaptation is still going. But I also feel like the 2019 anime was probably, I don't know if definitively, was probably influenced from that 2018 manga.
That's fair.
Because the character designs, they look similar. I don't know the story, I've never read it, so I can't say if it's the same.
Oh, okay.
That's just what it is.
Mm-hmm. It is what it is.
A lot
It
of
is
content
what
there.
it is.
Yeah.
But that's funny though that it was the same person who did Astro Boy, because like anytime I talk to people about like the OG Dororo. It's like it looks a lot like Astro Boy.
Yeah.
That's because it is.
I mean,
Astro
the
Boy,
villain's
but Japanese.
Oh man, it's yeah.
So let's get started on our review of
Dun, 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 dun,
Dororo.
dun.
As always, I have some notes, but I watched the first half, the first like 12 episodes, like months ago now. Feels like.
I mean, the opening was a banger.
Okay,
The
let's talk
opening
about
was-
the opening. The opening is really fucking good.
Yes, I agree.
It's unique, and I'm sure you could find other songs from anime that are similar, but it's just comparatively unique. It's a good song. It's
Fits
good.
the mood.
It
Yeah.
fits the mood. It's the visuals are nice. And you just have to see it. Like I can't tell you more about it other than the opening is nice.
Oh yeah, and we're going into spoiler territory now, just so y'all
Yes,
know. This
yes.
is spoiler time.
It's time for spoilers. We can't really review a series well without going super into spoilers.
Didn't we always give our thoughts on it first, or did we just go? right into it?
Has it really been that long? Since you don't
It's been a while since we've done. We can do that if you'd like. I kind of feel like we should just
talk about it.
get in there.
Let's just get into it.
All right, Brian.
Oh, to me?
Well, I got a bit more of the structure for it. So, because
Yeah.
I got my handy dandy notes because I'm a little nerd. Episode 1, fittingly, it starts with a birth.
No, I thought it was
Well,
the deal.
it is. We see a lord of his
Pissed
land,
off Japanese lord.
Daigo,
Angry
Yes.
man.
running through on his horse to the Hall of Hell.
Yeah, I snickered at that earlier because
The
I've got a
Hall of
synopsis of it. It's just the Hall of Hell.
Yes.
Demons.
He goes inside and does he straight up murder the priest? I can't remember.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
murdered
yeah.
the
Priest's like, what are you doing here?
He's like, I have business here. Then he kills him.
And he's
I
like,
thought he
thank
said I have
you,
a
thank you
appendicitis.
for. And he's all like, thank you for killing me before I lose my faith.
Yes, because he was like, oh, I was starting to turn to evil as well, but thank you. Now I can die, and I'm one, and that kind of thing. And Daigo goes to the demons and say, hey, my land might be in trouble.
My land.
I'll do
My
anything.
I'll give you anything you want. And he has a child on the way, and he offers the child.
Well, yeah, they offered the child, and they asked.
Yeah,
for the
no,
child.
he straight up offers, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought they asked for the child. Give
Well,
us your
oh
first.
no, he's of course, since demons are like faux paws, they're just like monkey paws, not faux paws. They're monkey paws are just like he's just like, I'll give you anything. And it's just like anything. Huh?
Yes.
Give me the baby.
Give me the baby.
And he's like, sure.
Well, no, he didn't know that that's what they wanted first.
Yeah, but
They kind of just okay.
he knew it was
He
on
knew
the
it was gonna
table.
happen. And
Not
then
until, no, he came into the room after the birth.
no,
and was
he
like,
knew. No, they said give him his child. Then he got struck by lightning.
I think he said even my child on the way or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
basically threw it.
He
out
was
It
fine
was-
with it.
And then,
So
he
there's a
got
strike
baby.
of lightning. He gets a
X.
nice X on his forehead, a nice scar on his forehead. His wife is in labor and she has a baby, and it's fine at first.
And then boom.
But then
No,
there's a
no.
strike of lightning.
I think the thing I specifically remember is she like has the baby, and then she looks over at Buddha.
No, it's not. It's like the god.
Well, it was like a Buddha statue though. They
Yeah,
kept
but it was
talking
like,
about
but they called it
Buddhas.
the goddess.
the goddess of Buddha.
No, it's a Pacific goddess. I can't remember what.
Yeah, it starts with
There's
the name.
actually in Japanese folklore and tradition, there's lots of goddesses and gods, and there's like supposed to be. I might be mixing them up in my head, honestly, so don't quote me. There's like everything has a god in it.
Yeah,
Like every object, everything is connected to the world in a
How
way.
come I specifically remember it being a Buddha statue?
'Cause you
It
thought
looks a
was
lot
more
like it,
a
but
book.
it's a woman.
Like they talked about it being one, but I guess did y'all watch the sub or the dub?
I watched the sub.
I didn't even know there was a dub.
There was.
Sub.
I think
Are
I
you
watched
sure it's
the
not
dub.
fan dub?
No,
It was like ooh.
no, it was good. Like it was actually really good.
I think there were other Buddha statues in the show.
Yeah, because
but I
the
don't
only
think
Buddha statue I remember them talking about was the one with the faceless
Uh,
punch.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's still her like personal
What?
statue,
Yes.
personal Buddha statue thing. And she, I don't know. It's just she looks.
She looks-
"Thanks, Buddha.
No, she's not. Thank you, goddess, or
Thank you, goddess of
And then
Buddha."
she's like, oh, you hear this? Wah, wah, boom!
yeah, and it just.
It's all-
It took everything.
Took
The
everything from the
demons
baby.
took all of the everything.
except for the diaphragm and lungs.
Literally, when the doctor was just like, I don't know how the heck this thing is. It's still alive.
And then like the mother's like, it's like, look, here's your first son. He's all.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, and then he comes in.
I
just
thought
like,
she was
take
the
it away.
shot. I
Take it
thought-
away. Send it down the river.
And then he's happy because it's worked.
Yeah, give me the baby.
I guess I just looked up. There was a dub. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my favorite English voice actors is Hyokimaru, so I might have to check it out sometime.
Oh.
It was good. I liked it.
Who's that?
Adam Gibbs.
Don't know who that is.
He voiced Hachiman in Origairu. He voiced
Ooh.
Shinichi in Parasite,
Ooh.
and he's in a lot of other stuff. So
Okay. I
Ooh.
remember Shinichi.
he has good protagonist voice.
Sneaky.
Ay.
Okay.
So Daigo is like, get rid of this.
This
shut,
is a,
shut up,
this
woman.
this is evidence of my treachery.
Yes,
Yeah.
woman, stop being hysterical. It's just a baby.
You can have another
I'll put
one.
another one in you.
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean, he has
says.
that attitude, but like, who didn't at the time?
But of course, she's just
And she's
no,
distraught,
that is
rightfully
my
so.
baby. I don't care. If
So he
doesn't
gives it
have
to the
eyes.
midwife and says, "Get rid of it."
And then
And she can't straight up
Drown the
murder
baby.
it.
Yeah.
So
But
she
he-
kind of tries to leave it to fate. She puts him in a boat and pushes away. Which, he will, without attendance, die, but it's like she's trying to save her conscious.
I mean,
Yeah,
But then right then, a giant
demon.
praying mantis demon pops up and kills her.
Yep.
yeah.
I wasn't
So it was
expecting that.
It was like the most random thing. Because it's so just like, I don't know, you would think like a demon thing popping up would be more of like, whoa, but it's like, it was so natural. Like it was just, like any animal could have been like grazing there and just turned and killed her.
Yeah.
It was just like, whoa. Like I think I knew demons were in it, but like it was so, there you go. Or ghouls, I guess, is the way they
Yeah.
put it in the
And,
sub.
well, I just thought they started appearing since it happened. Because I was like,
They
oh.
were, I think it was because they were drawn to him
Mhm.
as they are through the series. It was, but you didn't know that at the time.
And then the priest came, the blind priest.
Yes, the blind priest, who at first I thought was going to be like his master, but he kind of turns out to be like the guy who's just always around and kind of teaching him
Yeah.
the way.
Yeah. The old guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the old
The
bald
blind
guy,
old guy? Yeah.
the priest, as they call him.
Like.
Um,
That's
oh
his name.
boy, Bai Wa Maru.
Is that the
Why- why-
priest?
Yeah.
That's his name.
Biwamaru?
Biwa Maru.
I just they keep saying the priest.
They
never
just say
use it.
priest. I know that's what they said in the sub. The priest.
Biwamaru.
Hello
Hello there. It is I.
but we
Biwamaru.
find out that
Oh. Yeah, the baby gets
Doro,
sent down the river.
the Hikamaru, as we will find him out to
Yuki.
be named, Hiyukimaru.
Yes.
His name is nice, but it's a bit of a mouthful.
I thought his name was Dororo.
I know you want his name to be Dororo because
Yes,
he's
that's
the protagonist.
Dororo.
but
He's
he's
the
not.
baby.
But he's
This
not
has
the
to be
thief, though.
Dororo.
Yeah,
Because, I mean, his name is... I mean, he was a baby.
he is found by someone. We don't know what his story is yet,
Yes.
but we do know that
Didn't the old man send him down the river?
No, it was the
midwife.
Yes, okay.
She put him in the boat and pushed him.
And all the
Yeah.
priest says is, "Oh, you're not a demon, but let's see how this turns out."
Yeah, and then he kills the mantis demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
So, and then it skips forward in time and
16
introduces the
years.
other protagonist.
No, Dororo.
Well, it is Dororo now,
I didn't know that.
The
Selling
not-
stuff.
who is a little scamp and trying to scam people, and then almost gets killed for it because Dororo threw some not nice things on them.
Yeah.
And then
Was it poop?
Yes, it was.
then they showed Hikamaru too. It's like
It's
it's
like,
like,
well,
what's so bad?
His introduction is there's a
boy.
kid. He almost falls down a hill and he's grabbed by Yukimaru, and the boy is like, "You say the line."
Mama, is there a festival going on? No, we haven't had one in years. Why? But that man's wearing a mask.
Mama, you sound just like me.
Boy.
So
Stay in your lane.
oh god. Hyokumaru
Shows
saves
up, yeah.
saves Doro, and right then and there a demon shows up, so
The trash.
The trash.
The trash demon.
The trash demon.
It's
You know what made
just
me
the
laugh
sewage.
was I remember they were drowning Dororo and those
Yeah.
those guys were like, "Hey, we're the victims here."
Yeah.
You see, he cut my eye.
Go get a rug and we'll roll him in it or something, right?
Yeah.
But it's fine. We're gonna murder this child.
Well, yeah.
And he kills the trash.
Yeah, the
Kills-
trash kills them.
The trash kills them. which
I've
I'm
actually
happy.
seen the panels of that from the original manga, and it's pretty graphic for the time, I'd say, because it's just like the guy's in the trash, it's like, I'm melting, and then it's like panels like until he's a skull.
Oh.
So
Oh damn.
yeah, and after Hyokumaru kills the demon, I forgot what he regains.
His face.
His face.
Oh yes,
It
his
is the
face.
ma- the
'Cause
mask
the
is
mask
like a
pops off, and the skin on his face grows back.
Yeah.
And then we as the audience are introduced to the concept that once he kills a demon, he starts getting parts of his body back.
Well, this says his skin comes back. I don't
I
think it
guess.
was his mask yet.
Well, no, it was a
it's
skin on his face.
and it knocks his mask off.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that because he's just like the mouth open and then it's like the musculature you see is like. Ooh.
Yeah.
And Dororo was like.
Like what?
I did the surprise Pikachu face. And that's about it for episode 1. I think it's a really good introduction episode because then like you're introduced to pretty much what the concept is going to be. There's somewhat mystery into it. It's almost like a collectathon show.
Well, it's
really,
also a period piece.
it's a period piece. Which if
Very
you're into
nice.
those, you'll be into this kind of thing.
Well, you don't know it's a collectathon at first.
Well, you can put 2 and 2 together. It's like, oh, he'll get more parts of his body back if he kills demons.
A specific thing that happens, at least, of course, I'm reading, so I'm just...
Oh, so you're cheating.
Yes, I'm cheating.
Okay.
I'm using it to help me.
Okay.
Well, one of the
cheater.
statues was split at that time, after he kills it.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's when the
So that's where I could see it being a collectathon.
Yes,
Because then
back-
you realize, oh, hey, look, he killed the first one. There's like so many others. Ooh.
how many
Yeah.
are in there? Like
12.
12.
12 demon gods.
In the
Sorry.
original
Channeling Alex Jones
manga,
there.
there are 48 pieces of his body to get back, I think.
Kill the child.
Yeah.
what you guys sound like? What do you guys sound like? Get me gadget.
No,
It's just like instead of saying that's a get me Hakamaru.
I was doing Alex Jones. That's what I
Oh,
was
I thought you were doing.
doing. No, I wasn't doing.
So,
I thought you were doing
What's his...
Professor Gadget's villain, Scar, or
Get
whatever.
me gadget.
It's
So-
Dr. Claw, sorry.
Episode 2, I'd like to talk a bit here about, at least since I watched the dub of it, that...
you watched the
no,
Sub.
not sorry, the sub. You confused me, Tanner.
Oops.
The sub.
It was available.
In the sub, Dororo's voice I like because it's most of the time in subs and dubs, it's adults doing children's voices,
Yeah.
and you can tell. Some get really good at it and can sound pretty good, but you can almost always tell. Like there's a series you and I watched, Taryn, called Castletown Dandelion.
Hey, everybody, I'm a child.
And there's a girl who's like 6 or 7, but you can hear it's like a 40-year-old woman trying to sound like a 6-year-old.
No, it was. Now my voice is that child.
Yes.
I'm a
But-
6 or 7-year-old girl. How you doing?
Yes.
That sounds like
And they shoot it. I'm not trying to narc on her or anything like that,
Does everybody know I'm underage?
but like it's hard to do. So Dororo in the sub is voiced by a girl who at the time of recording was 14.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yes, her name is Ryu Suyuzaki.
Makes sense.
Real child.
Because I don't know. Did you watch on Amazon Prime?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Because
how it was.
because I always saw that little girl. I was like, ooh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
that's
I was like, no, I was just like,
Oh, you're
oh,
looking at little girls on Amazon Prime, is that it?
no, I mean no, because I showed.
No,
you-
that's what got me curious about
Yeah,
it. I was
because
like,
they show the cast.
I was like,
right?
Dororo. Wow, Dororo's has a really good kid voice. And I looked up. Oh, because it is a kid.
Because child.
Cause
She's not as young as Dororo is, but she's still
sounds like a kid.
She can sound younger than she actually is
yeah.
because she is very young.
Yes, sir.
To be
So-
fair, the dub was good.
I'd have to hear it.
Yeah,
No.
sure. Show
No,
some
I
clips.
can't really give you.
You're on a little island by yourself over there in Dubland. So
Horizons.
that was just one thing I wanted to say real quick about episode 2 before we get into it that I thought was cool. I'm trying to remember. I only have some notes of episode 2. I know there's a part in episode 2 when they're by like a campfire, and I think it's Dororo like jumps over it to get up instead of just getting up. So it's such an unnecessary thing.
Oh, yeah, and he's like, it's prosthetics. He's out.
No, it was Dororo who jumped over the fire.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry. I was thinking about Yukimaru because at the time, remember, I thought Dororo was Yukimaru.
Yes.
I'm still thinking
We
about
learned that Hyokimaru sees, as I wrote here, the fire of the soul.
Fire
So
wolf.
he's not,
the aura.
he is blind physically,
Yes.
but he can still see because he can kind of see like
like
the BS spiritual pressure, basically.
Well, and of
Yeah.
course, he has a hard on for demons. So anytime like he senses one,
He can
he's like,
see, he can differentiate
Huh.
between what is, normal people and demons and other things that
But
are
he's
alive.
specifically hunting down the demons.
Yes.
I mean, he trained his whole life for that, man.
But we
They
didn't know that yet.
they reach a village where people have gone missing, so they think, oh, there's a demon here. Turns out the lady running the village, who was Lady Bondi,
Is that
is
the-
doing it.
Don't they see that little guy with the
The
bell?
bell. Oh, that creepy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's like, kill it.
No, that was so funny because it's just It reminded me of the
Is
hunchback from Courage.
I know. It's all,
Oh, yeah.
oh, I'm not ugly.
Well, no,
You're ugly.
because like the way it popped up, like people thought he was hallucinating it. So he just pop up and just be like, "Bong."
And then
sir, are
it was
ugly.
funny. It's funny, like when they went to like, oh, we'll introduce you to our leader, Lady Bondi, and like they go in the room and she's sitting there. I was half expecting her to be like, "I'm Lady Bondi. Here are your overpriced anime figures."
Oh my god.
Sorry, I just had to. And then it turns out it's all just a money scheme. They lure people there. They have her kill them. They steal their money, and that's how they keep the village going.
And that's where that guy disappears.
Yeah, there's not much more to it other than that. Than they
the show
have
makes you think that it's the freaking bell ringer.
Yeah, because remember they're like, Dororo, Hyukomaru, what are you trying to kill
Because
that?
didn't it just pop up in the house too?
Yeah, and then
It
like
just showed up, and
and-
like you just standing there, but like Yukimaru didn't attack it,
yeah, and,
even though Dororo was like just tripping, but it was just funny.
well he sees it, but he's not seen he's not seen as a demon.
Yeah.
And then like make it stop. It was like the what was it? It was like the Telltale Heart, because remember they always ring the bell. He's like, I can like the head village guy.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
all, I can always hear the bell. The first guy that came here was the bells. And like it's like it reminded me of Telltale Heart, because
no, I get what you mean.
Drove him
But
crazy.
they has fight, and he kills Lady Bondi.
Oh, wasn't the reason the bell ringer was a big deal was because he was one of the people that was eaten?
Yeah, he was the first one.
Yeah,
He was saying
a
the guy
kid or
when they
something.
find the money, the guy that said the first guy that ever came here had that bell and made that bell, and every time he saw the head village guy is like, make it stop,
Yeah,
because the first guy keeps saying had that, and like it keeps haunting him because
it was like you said, it was like Telltale Heart in that case.
where are the boots?
Uh,
Bring me the boots.
The next episode is episode 3, and that's kind of Jukai's story, and it opens with a bunch of nice crucifixions, which are always nice.
Oh wait, is that the guy who raised?
Who raised him? Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much you learn how he was involved in wars and got tired of it, and he tried to kill himself by throwing himself into the sea. But then a foreign vessel picked him up, and then he learned how to make prosthetics. He returned to the mainland, and now he goes around battlefields and finds bodies that have been torn apart and puts prosthetics on them.
And he's like, "Are you the prosthetic man? Families must be grateful for you to put in their bodies." Remember that one priest or whatever, the guy who was praying for the.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
And I can't remember if that was the episode where it's like they showed how he was kind of like a doctor.
Yeah, it showed that too. Like it was showing
Okay.
the flashback of him, and
He had like an apprentice, and then
Yeah.
the apprentice found out that he had been involved in
Yeah.
wars and like denounced him and left.
Yeah.
And then
he could-
Jukai is just a very sad guy
in his
who
own his low.
Baby?
and then he's kind of like a guy who's like he wants to die, but reasons for him to live keep popping up. And that is what he finds Yokimaru. He makes his prosthetics and his mask.
Teach him how to
He
fight.
teaches him how to fight, to defend himself, but then he's like, oh no, maybe I've done something wrong there.
You know what makes me laugh is like he kills him when he's a kid, and he's all the leg comes out. It's like a prosthetic.
And then that's when he learns, like, oh, if he kills demons, then he'll get parts of his body back.
Yeah.
He killed, well, I mean,
So
here
pretty
it
much
says
episode 3
he
is just
killed the
a
lizard
big
demon.
origin movie, or not origin movie, but an origin episode, and it's well done. And it reaffirms.
Is it the sword, or is that the next one after that?
Well, at
That's
the end
the next
of
one, I think.
episode 3, he gains the power of pain, the feeling of pain
Oh,
again.
nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My nerves.
Hmm.
Getting my last nerves. Dororo.
But the whole point, I mean, when he killed the lizard demon, that's when he started teaching him how to fight.
Yeah.
And he gave him prosthetic swords on his arms.
Mm-hmm. That are underneath his.
Yeah, that was cool.
The sheaths are his hands.
That's where he learned
Yeah.
how to fight and everything. Otherwise, he wouldn't be, the Yukimaru protagonist we know today.
Episode 4 starts off with one of those classic anime episodes, or just episodes of things in general, where you don't know what the hell is going on, and then it circles back to what's going on. It's when they're having this black and white execution thing, and then we learn along the way as Hyokimaru and Dororo go along. They encounter a woman first, right, and then her brother is missing.
Yeah.
And then they encounter the brother, and essentially he has a sword that is cursed, and it gets sharper with the more people it kills. And then if you touch the sword, it kind of possesses you, as it does to Dororo. and Dororo's trying to pull away from it, but he can. It's making him walk. We find out that the brother was in a war. It's very anti-war show, kind of anti-samurai in general.
Well, I mean, it was written during Vietnam. I just kidding.
I mean,
Forrest Gump.
no, stop.
I was running.
I killed some demons.
And then Daigo had me kill some men.
We're sitting by a billion.
But it flashes back for the guy where he was in a war. They had captured people, and his lord was like, "Oh, kill him." And then he didn't want to because they were unarmed people who were captured, and there was honor in it. He's like, "No, you got to do it. If you don't, you're a coward." So he gives him a sword. It's like, "You got to do it. Okay, seppuku yourself or do it." And then he's, of course, given your life or theirs, he starts doing it. The sword is blunt.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time for him to kill the guy because he has to hack.
Sword?
He has to hack through the guy's
it's
sword,
rusty.
his neck, and then he finally does it. But then, of course, that creates the curse, and that's when the sword becomes cursed and gets sharp because now it's cursed. Curse. And then
Curses.
basically we learn this, and then the Hyokimaru catches back up to Dororo and the guy because the sword was coming back to the guy, and he fights the guy and he kills the guy, and then the sister is sad, as she should be.
And it's raining.
And
Well,
it's raining.
But she tried to convince him not to go back, and he's like, "I gotta have me some sword."
Yes, she tried to
That's
say
my life.
She
That's
my
tried to say
addiction.
we could have a good thing here and we get
Nah,
together.
drugs.
And the
It's a whole.
it was that's what it was kind of. It was a big allegory for drugs.
I gotta go get my.
It's all my fat
And they
mom.
were a wealthy family, but now they're destitute because the parents are dead, and she's like a waitress or something.
And then Dororo. I mean.
And then at the
Hikamaru-
end, when he kills or destroys the sword, he regains hearing.
And
That was
his
the
ears
funniest
and
thing
his
ever.
hearing.
Because yeah.
Because can you imagine hearing for
Yes.
the first time?
Yeah, hearing for the first time, and
Especially if
it's the girl crying
Yeah.
and the rain as well.
Yes, the first thing he hears is his sister's crying in the rain. I was like,
and he can't bear. And then
how poetic.
Is
Chef's
episode,
kiss.
is episode 6 the one?
Well, we're going to episode 5 now.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was episode 5.
No, we were talking about 4. We're
No,
going on
5
to
and
5.
6 are two.
Yeah, it's a
two-parter.
two-parter.
It's a
But no,
two-parter.
because he doesn't really know how to talk or anything either. So all his was
I don't even know if he makes noises yet.
Yeah, he does. He does scream at the end of the other one, doesn't
Yeah.
he?
Well, no, I mean I remember that being
Funny.
like the first vocalization he really made.
Well, no, I remember he screamed whenever he got his nerves. He's like,
Yeah, I guess.
he does that a lot. Because I mean, he's literally growing things that he didn't have before.
Yes.
When his
I
balls drop.
I can't wait to tell you. I can't tell you which one's my favorite one. It pumps out, man.
What?
Okay. We'll get there, we'll get
I already said his balls dropped.
No, but yeah, this is when he meets that red lady, huh? Like he's all, what a beautiful voice.
Oh, yes, that's episode. Episode 5 is him trying to deal with the hearing and Dororo
He's
trying to
all
guide him
this.
through it. Also, and since this is a sub-only problem, Dororo starts calling him Aniki in this.
His brother.
Well, it's more like bro. It's slang. It's like you
Bro.
can call someone your Aniki, and it's not. There's no confusion of relation.
boss.
It's sort of like boss too. It's
What's up,
sort of,
boss?
but like what annoyed me in the sub, at least for Amazon Prime, at least for like first 5-6 episodes of him calling him Aniki. When Dororo says Aniki, it just says Hirokimaru in the sub, and I hate when that happens. It's like
No,
Bro,
bro,
and big
no,
bro.
just
No.
say bro, and then that's so annoying because later on they just say bro,
Bro.
and it makes sense because we know they're not actually related, and that's why they do that because like, oh, we're afraid they'll get confused that Dororo
Do
and
it slang,
Hirokimaru.
bro.
I know
Boss.
that's what it is,
Literally
bro.
anything.
No, because like,
But like for 5-6 episodes, it says Hirokimaru. It's like, oh, that's a bad sub there.
no, that's what
for
they
that.
do in Yakuza. Like they have Anikis and shit like that. So,
He
be my Aniki.
so they're camping, and of course, Hirokimaru's having trouble, but he's drawn to singing, and he goes to a river, and a beautiful girl is singing in the river. And at first, I didn't realize what she was doing there, but now I do, and I'm like, ooh,
Oh,
Yeah.
that's what she
Explain to me.
was?
It's been a while.
I'm pretty sure. Well, we'll
Oh.
get there.
Okay.
You got the red down the river.
Be quiet, you.
The red flow down
Um,
the river. I don't know. Maybe that's what she was doing.
They find out in the area there's pretty much a war brewing between these two factions. They meet the girl whose name I can't remember offhand. Oh,
Wait.
Mio.
You missed the whole
Mio,
part.
yeah.
Like literally right after he gets his hearing, they get attacked by the bird.
No, that's
That
later.
doesn't happen yet.
No, and actually
Yeah.
at the beginning it says a huge bird-like monster, and it's only saying
I remember laughing at that because it's like
because
literally
the
he
priest
just.
shows. Yeah, the priest shows up and helps.
Oh,
them
that
out.
said the preacher. The preacher's
Oh
here.
yeah, he Yeah, and then like,
And then it's the next morning he hears Mio and he's all wounded and then he collapses.
Like,
'cause
I
he's
just
all
couldn't
injured.
believe
Yes,
that literally they were just there doing something and then a bird just comes out of nowhere.
they have the excuse of they're drawn to him, so it's like that is like such a good plot device of why it keep happening to him.
Yeah.
Like they're drawn to him. Bless you. Basically, Mio is a girl who kind of like running her own orphanage of a bunch of orphans of war. A lot of them have limbs missing, and she takes care of them. And she takes care of Dororo and Hyokimaru. And there's a war brewing between two factions in the area.
That made me laugh too, because like you're introduced to all these kids, but they're like all fucked up, and it's just like, what happened to y'all?
I'm stubby.
I'm stubby. I'm also stubby.
I'm stubby number 3.
I'm stubby too.
Oh, these
I'm blind.
poor kids.
I can't see anything.
What's going on?
Who is there?
But like they're Dororo grows to like her voice because it's calm and it's something he can handle because he's hearing it for the first time in his life.
I mean, I don't disagree. I mean,
Oh no, she's singing.
So what I wrote here was like there's a full last minute because Mio has been working and we don't know what that is at first. She's like, I gotta go to work. I'm gonna go.
We're gonna make a rice field.
And we're gonna make a rice field somewhere and it's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
tell you what I thought about
Dororo's like, oh, that's dangerous. I gotta follow her. Dororo follows
should
her.
not have followed her.
There is a not surprising reveal made.
It's sad, okay?
It's
It
not
is-
surprising. It's surprising.
No, it's not.
No, what's funny though? What's funny though? Okay,
She could have been selling weapons. Come on now. She could
no,
have been cleaning.
shush.
She could have been
Mio is selling
cooking.
her body to the army.
But what's funny though?
both armies.
Not yet.
You know what made me laugh though? Like she says, "I sing this song to get me through tough times."
Yes, and then she is singing the song as she is.
Girl.
We won't go into too much detail, but in a sad place when she's working, she's singing the song,
I love them red flowers.
which I was just like, oh, which is why I was talking about. Now I know what she
Yeah.
was doing in the river,
Oh, what's she doing in the river?
cleaning herself off.
Oh, okay. I thought she was looking for the rice field.
No,
Oh, and like I think slightly before that, the priest and they go fight the
well, because
thing.
they
He
learn
gets
they learn like, oh, there's land over there that's really good. We can have a rice field, but there's a demon there. So Hirogimaru was like, I'll go kill it, but then he kind
Well,
of
I mean, he kind of wants to. He's like, I gotta kill it.
yes, he
Yeah.
wants to, but then it's like doubly want to. That's why he goes when he's not ready. He starts
Yeah,
fighting.
because he was hurt. He got
Yes.
hurt.
Yes.
He starts fighting
bird fight.
the big beetle monster, and he loses his regrown leg,
Oh yeah.
and he screams, and that's
My
the first
leg!
like very audible voice he makes.
And
is
that's
when
the first time he
screams.
feels pain too.
Yes, well, not the first time,
But it was
because he stepped on a fire.
Fire.
Didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah,
Yeah.
but like I'm saying, like it's the first time like he's like feeling like
Yeah, like
Actual-
well, I mean, like your leg chomped off.
Yeah.
it's
it's
bad.
like before that because I think he did get stabbed or something.
Yeah,
he had
'cause-
prosthetics. He just
No,
be able
but-
to just
but
run
yes,
around and
because
just...
the bird like punctured his like shoulders because it grabbed him. So like it was a very full like last minute of the episode where he goes off, tries to fight the thing, loses his leg, find out Mio is doing that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
what
What do you sound like?
which
that?
I thought was weird was that Dororo first of all didn't connect the dots, and then was shocked when he did. So I'm like, because Dororo, like if Dororo was like
Well,
sheltered or something, but Dororo's been
They
living
were
on
kind of young.
Dororo's living on the streets. I mean, literally, he would, or they would see stuff. So I feel like that was such a weird thing for Dororo not to, like, understand what she
That
meant.
was
Like,
more
I gotta
for
go
us.
work.
I think.
Yeah.
A bit for us, but like I said,
But nobody else.
But it
knew.
wasn't surprisingly
Nobody
real
else
to me.
knew
I
that-
was like,
but-
she's
but
like
him.
14, unskilled girl.
14.
She looked really young.
She got skills.
Be quiet, you.
Real trap shit.
Let me clap for Tanner over there.
Clap for Tanner.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
So episode 6.
It's trash.
Episode 6. It's kind of a mixed episode of things going on. Dororo and Hyokimaru return, and of course he's messed up. The priest helped save him, but we also cut back to Daigo Land, as I call it.
He still kills it, right? He kills the antlion demon.
Not yet.
Yeah. We go back to Daigo Land, and we learn about his brother some more. Tohurumaru. I think that's right.
Nice guy.
Yeah.
He's okay.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, I mean, he's not.
Basically, we learn. I actually think this is actually something in the series that's really well done. In that, Torumaru, he's not mistreated and he's not abused, but he knows there's something other than him. And his mom, the quote I had here, she's never been unkind, but ... She's absent from him, and he knows it's because she's thinking of someone else.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting dynamic of it could have been so easily of just like she never cared about him, she was mean to him or something like that, and then it'd be like very simplistic. But that's more of like a relationship layer that's nuanced, and it's like
Kind of sucks.
it does suck, but it's like it's the kind of I don't know if it's straight up. You could say it's abuse, but it's not exactly. It's more of absentee parenting when it's like you've given the kid everything. You're there occasionally, but the kid knows that
You don't love it as much.
yes,
It's like, but the
But
dad,
that's
the
sad.
dad
Like,
goes
why
like,
couldn't
my
you just love it
boy.
equally?
because she had her own issues, I guess.
Well, I mean,
She does.
So that's setting
an
up-
issue.
Torumaru's arc essentially.
Yeah.
One other thing I've noticed with the animation, and this might I might be wrong about this, and I was just misreading things, but it was like almost like nobody has toes.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
didn't look.
No,
I
like
never
Because
noticed.
like with Dororo specifically, Dororo is barefoot, but his feet are still like
Dobby.
it's like a shoe.
indentions. Like he's like that. You guys can't see what I'm doing, but like I'm showing them.
It's like the peace
It's like
If
sign.
you go and look,
no, it's more
he's
like a
not
Vulcan.
wearing anything,
Yeah. So,
but
you
his
know,
feet are still shaped like a square.
you know, I just think there was
Huh.
just reference to.
And I
the-
feel like that's just the art style.
Yeah.
Like in the opening, like harkening back to the opening, there are shots where Dororo looks like 60 Dororo, and I thought that was a nice touch. But that was just a weird thing I noticed, and I think there were other people. Anyway, that's a bit of a tangent there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I didn't notice. That's actually pretty interesting.
I might be wrong. There might be other instances
No,
where
I
people
think-
look like they have
Block feet.
they have block feet. Or at least Dororo did. So I
Yeah,
thought that was
I
No,
never
weird.
the
noticed.
Hakimaru had some. There were some shots of him like
Mm.
that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed
Uh,
right away. I was like, them feet.
yeah,
Other
I
in
never
episode
noticed.
6,
Them feet though.
Ryokomaru is making his new leg out of wood, and I put here you would think his sword would be blunt by now. I know that's one of the things about samurai anime you just have to accept, and that the sword's always sharp. But in reality, any good sword, even a well-made one, is going to go blunt after it kills like 5 people.
Yeah.
He's
or-
only
and-
killing demons. Though.
And he's killing demons, which is theoretically worse.
He's got
I mean,
demon swords.
did you not
But
hear
then he's
he's
sharpening his new leg with it too, so like that help blunts it too.
Yeah.
Um.
Alright, just go with it.
Yeah, you just have to. It's one of those things you have to go with it. They return back to the place after he kills Demon, and of course, what happened? Mio wanted extra money because she wanted to help the kids, wanted to get the rice farm.
Welcome
she
to the
started
rice
going-
field.
Yes, she started working for both sides of the armies that were about to fight, and of course, one side thought, "Oh, she's a spy. We gotta get rid of her. She's a loose end."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they go. Of course, they go there and they slaughter the crippled orphans, like
That was
the big
bad.
brave men they are.
Oh yeah, and they
And
burn
they-
the whole place
they
down.
burn
too.
it
They're like,
down,
Screw
too.
it. Smash.
And they kill
Little
Mio,
whore.
They mortally
which
wound her
actually
first.
surprised me because she's in the opening pretty prominently.
Oh yeah, I
So
thought she was gonna be.
I thought she was gonna be the girl.
Yeah, let's develop.
Like
this.
she was gonna be like she was gonna tag along with them. Like the orphans would be like, "We're fine. We got the farm now. Go on and have a dream."
Right.
No, I knew something.
And then
was
she
up.
was
Like-
dead.
No, I knew something was up.
And he'd be like, oh.
No, you wanna know why
and she
I-
would sing for him, and she's like,
And then that you wanna know why I knew something was gonna happen?
hmm.
Because you know how the clip he goes all berserk.
Oh come on.
I was after she was dead.
I know.
That could have just been any.
That could have been anything.
No, but I
That
saw-
could
I
have
do
been him
get what
saving her, huh?
No,
You thought
but
she was
what, but what
dead?
I'm saying is,
I do
like-
get what you mean.
no, because that's the
Because in
reason.
the opening she's there, and then
No,
she's not,
but-
and then he's mad.
No, like you know how he goes berserk.
Yeah.
But now I'm not talking about opening because like I remember because I watched it like prior before we even started podcast, like the first 5 episodes. No, the first 7. And the reason I started watching is because I saw that clip on Instagram. I was like, oh, this looks like a good anime.
So kids.
So then
if,
once it got to that part, I was like, oh, I'm not surprised.
kids, if you don't want to get spoiled, don't go on social media.
That part wasn't spoiled that bad. I mean, it was just him going berserk. It was just him going berserk. So I wouldn't know if that was in the middle.
Yeah, but it gave you a hint, didn't it?
So I was just like, ooh, this part's
I
coming up.
don't like knowing that stuff. I like watching a show and then going, not going. I pieced that together like 2 episodes ago. Oops.
So Hyokimaru's obviously upset, and he goes berserk, and
he's
kills.
verbally upset.
Yes, he screams, and he kills all but one guy. He slices off that guy's arm. Dororo's like, "No, don't become a demon."
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Why not?"
So, but that guy lives and runs away. And I knew that would be the beginning of like back at Doggo Land, them knowing he was alive.
Doggo Land.
Well, that's what I just call it because it's Doggo.
Daigo.
The land of Daigo.
Land
Daigo.
of Doggo.
No, that guy made me laugh when you see him again, though.
Yeah.
That part made me freaking laugh.
And then I wrote down first word, so I think Hyokimaru says meow, maybe.
Meow.
Yeah, because when he got his leg bitten off, it says that was like his first vocalization. Was screaming in agony. So he found his voice at that point.
But he got his leg back after he killed the antler.
Yeah, he
yeah,
got
he
that
got his
leg
leg
back.
back. Yeah.
Which you think
cool.
shouldn't count.
What if
'Cause
he,
he
just
got
got?
it
What if he
back.
got the other one back and just like?
Because he already got that leg back, so it's like it shouldn't go back the same leg. Unless, I don't know, because the demon did eat it, so I guess it
yeah,
took it.
like took it from him.
Took it
Oh,
symbolically,
good
and then he got
point.
it back.
That's how I took it.
That's
was,
interesting.
He took it
Oh,
back.
But,
Who can murder?
what's...
And it's just really sad. And then they bury the bodies and kind of just have to go on their way.
Yeah,
and
that really
episode 6.
sucked because I thought that was going to turn into
Yeah.
a ship.
I
sank.
Yeah, I thought
It's
that me
dead.
too. I thought, like I said, I thought she was the girl. She was going to be girl.
No, not anymore. So much for that. That was really sad because they had a
Yeah.
dream and it's just like, oh, we're gonna make it.
No, yeah,
It's like
Nope.
it just needs to emphasize sadness is sad. Kind of thing.
Who do you
Well,
think they
it's-
met in heaven?
But I think
Papa
that's...
Frank.
But I think that has to be like... I think that shows some reality of like that, like the time. Like, you know, it's like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you ain't rich, you die.
So on to the next episode. We kind of get into Demon of the Week episodes coming here. The next episode, all I remember is there's a spider, there's a village, and it's near her mine, and there's a spider demon, and she eats guys, and one of the people in the village, a lonely guy, brings
Simps
her in.
out, yeah.
Simps for her like mad.
It's okay if you're a demon.
And people keep going missing from the village. Turns out they're just escaping because they are essentially slaves on this quarry.
Yeah.
And
There's no reward.
and then he's helping. There are people going missing because he's helping them escape. And then they found out he's the one been helping people escape. And then they get away, don't they?
They do.
Yeah, they go like... Dororo was about to kill her, but they're like, no. The guy's like, don't.
You mean Hyokimaru?
Yokimaru was about to kill her, but Doro's like, don't kill her. She's different. She's built different.
She's built different.
Well, I mean, because she
And-
felt empathy for that guy. Because remember, like, I think Hikimaru stabbed him by accident, or like, because he was stepping in the way of her getting stabbed,
Yeah.
and like she swept, and she's like realizing, no, humans are bad, and like he's like, I really like you.
This I won't say.
Well, no,
it.
he was gonna feed them to her. He was about to simp really hard.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about these people. You eat them.
You're
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, but they escaped through the tunnel, but we never hear from him again. But which doesn't make sense. It's like if she's a demon, then Dororo should not have one part back.
Well, and I don't remember seeing this in the anime, but it says here that like they see the red demon color from her soul fade.
Oh,
So-
okay. Oh
I think
yeah,
I remember that.
yeah. Because it
But
does fade.
because she decides, like, if she took a part away, she could technically give it back. And if she's not a jerk anymore, you know, I don't know how the whole
I don't know,
demonology
but
works.
I just wish.
Well,
wish
I mean, I think it's its own thing. So
Here.
Oh, and not to get
have
too
your
far
leg.
ahead, because aren't all the statues destroyed by the end? So it's like,
Yes.
was she technically one of the ones with his parts?
Well, if she was purified by the soul of Buddha, then
Well, I mean,
yes,
there
it
are other
works out.
ghouls that are just there.
I think it's
Yeah.
kind of also that like those are like maybe like the 12 like heads, and then like they have demons,
under
Under
them.
under them.
Oh,
Lesser-
okay.
and then we saw
probably.
like the,
The bird
creation
wasn't,
of
was
demons
he?
and ghouls as well.
Yeah.
Was the bird a demon?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
so.
Okay, maybe. I don't know.
And then at the end, I wrote first laugh. So I think Dororo laughs about, or I think Hyokimaru laughs at Dororo at the end,
Yeah.
and Dororo's like,
Well,
And
he
did
tried.
they go to the tunnel too, or how did they leave that village again? I forgot.
They got out.
They got out.
Yeah, they just leave.
That's kind of it's not a filler episode, but it's just kind of
It feels
a
filler.
padding episode.
It's a
Well, I mean, like,
It's another little side quest.
what happened in the middle?
I don't know. episode 8 is the one with the cloud monster, and
cloud.
they
Weird.
sacrifice the bride from the village.
That was funny.
Uh,
We gotta
It
take
was
her.
funny, they
not much to say about this one either, other than this started the chain of some episodes where the animation quality dropped, and I'm probably like the only one who's nitpicking about that. But like,
Yes,
I actually didn't notice.
that's what I was about to say.
well,
They added
animated
some
because it's
feet
good.
animation, and I'm like just watching the show and going, flying centipede.
well,
yeah.
sorry. Sometimes when the drop is drastic, it breaks my illusion or immersion of it.
Or
So,
was
but
it-
I don't feel bad. I mean, I understand why, because they're worked too hard, and it's like, you know,
Oh,
this episode
yeah.
isn't integral to the plot.
This is about Little Simp. Because the little boy doesn't want.
Yeah, because it's his not his sister. It's like basically like his crush.
yeah.
Yeah, Little Simp, go.
But I thought this episode was cool because, like, even though it felt like kind of similar to the last one, the dark cloud that is actually housing the centipede demon, like the cloud is also seen as red to
Yeah.
Hikimaru, so you
But
can't
that's-
see the
yeah,
demon.
And I
So
was
I
can't
thought,
see it.
I was just thinking of the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
oh, jeez.
If you know, you know. It's Galactus. Not much to say about that one other than he says Hyogomaru says Dororo's name for the first time.
And then he's all, "Where's my gold?"
Oh, and he gets his smell back.
Yeah,
and he
that's what he
smells the
gets.
sulfur, and sulfur
Mm.
smells like farts. So.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, what
he's
is? It's like so many times he gets the part back where he's in an erotic position.
Yeah,
And
so he's like got a flower.
Yeah.
Like,
And
just-
he's all, "Where's my gold?" And Dororo's out to the simp boy. He's all, "Where's my gold?"
Oh yeah.
And it's just a bunch of fucking dandelions.
So we'll move on to episode 9. Episode 9, he is sniffing everything in sight because he can sniff now.
Food.
And this is the one where Dororo starts getting sick. And Hyokomaru is forced to have to communicate more with people because he doesn't have Dororo there to kind of like translate for him. He takes him to a temple or a nunnery, one of those two, and a nun looks after Dororo, and that's we learn more about Dororo's actual past. And we learned that Dororo's mother and father were like pretty much like leaders in a rebellion against the
Yeah.
samurai class.
Yep.
And we how you like how in the opening Dororo's father looks like a gorilla.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that's because
That's how he looked in the
that's
60s.
probably how he looked in the manga a lot.
But it's just funny because like his
Sorry,
face.
I
is-
need some water.
But like in the opening, it looks more square. But like in the anime, it's like more like long and
Well, in the anime, he looks like
a normal guy.
modern animation.
Yeah.
I guess I need to look back at the opening because I
He
don't
He
remember.
looks super gorilla.
Oh, weird.
He's like, "Murr."
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna have to watch the opening episode.
Murr. He's all like, "Bro."
But we learn how his Adoro's father was betrayed by Itachi.
That made me laugh. I was
Uh,
all, "Another man killing
and-
his old clansmen."
His father dies, and his mother has to raise him by herself. And there's a
Oh, that was
scene
so
where they're
sad.
getting porridge, and it's hot, and they don't have a bowl, so mom uses her hands
Yeah.
to feed Dororo. And at the end of that episode, we learned that Dororo is actually a girl.
Ta-da!
Yes. Which I kind
I
of
didn't
that was
know.
another thing that I suspected.
I figured it was a boy.
Well,
I mean, it's just,
I actually thought Dororo was a girl at the beginning,
Let's
and then they
go
kept saying
Yakimaru.
he, so I was like, oh, okay.
It's
But then-
because
you're awesome, Hyakimaru.
in anime style, it's you usually draw kids, even boys, in a more feminine way.
it could have worked.
But I always felt Dororo was like really feminine in the lines used, the eyes.
yeah.
I felt like but I was never like, oh, I wasn't never 100% like that's girl. I was like, you're very very feminine. But then when it was like confirmed girl, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And as for like why Dororo dresses and acts like a boy and how they were, I guess I'll say they were raised as a boy, I think it's more to do with just
to prevent
the time
violence.
the times it's safer to be a boy.
Yeah.
So that's what perfectly insane. That's what my idea of why that is. I don't necessarily think it's trying to be an issue on gender or anything like that.
No,
Yeah,
I think
literally
it's literally just something for protection.
anti-aggression.
And so that's how that episode ends. Zoro gets better, and they go on their merry
And he
way.
was out for 2 days, wasn't
I think so.
But the mom dies in like a field of red flowers.
Yeah,
he? Well, that's what those represent death, though. in
Yeah.
Japan.
That's sad.
The spider lilies.
Yeah.
The only reason
Red
I know is
spider
because
lily.
in Ghost of Tsushima, you're supposed to collect them, and then like you help this old lady that helped you raised you back in the day, and then like she's like, take me to this patch of spider lilies, and she dies.
Oh,
No, just
dang.
that noise I made.
But you remind me of him calling the horse.
The next episode, episode 10, deals mostly with Dororo
And the crab monster.
and the crab monster.
Crab people.
Basically, Dororo is starting to realize that things are up, that something happened in the past. The land isn't as prospering as it used to be, and there's a reason why.
Who
His
would've
dad
thought?
isn't talking to him. His mother isn't talking to him. So I feel like, I guess Dororo is technically in the villain category for this show, but he's never
A true villain.
he's never so bad. Or
He's an antagonist.
I understand
But not-
his reasonings and motivations.
I mean, like it makes sense. It's not like I'm just bad.
I'm just bad to be
Yeah.
bad, which I actually don't. I don't dislike characters like that if they're done well. If they're just I'm evil,
Well, like I
pure
mean,
evil kind of
I
thing.
mean, like that's how the dad is. The dad's like, I'm evil.
Well, no, he's stereotypical, power hungry.
Like,
give me
lord.
my land.
He wants.
Toromaru
Give
is
me
the
the
prince
money.
of that land. He notices the land is not doing as well as it did, and then later when he does find out that Hyakimaru is pretty much causing the problem.
You must dead.
Well, we're getting there.
And what made me
We
laugh,
gotta deal with the crab.
but what made me laugh is like they go to the village and then like is to I don't want to call them henchmen because they don't know their names.
It was
Vassals.
Mizo and Hugh.
What are they
something.
called? What are they to?
They're like his attendants. They
Attend-
just follow him around
Yeah.
and go,
Here
"Yes,
it says
Prince. We love you,
like
Prince."
Mutsu and
Suck your dick, Prince.
Hyogo.
That's.
Okay, like it's
But
funny.
no, they did that with like royal children. They would have kids
Follow him around.
who weren't of that descent, who
Be
they
his
would
friend.
raise with them, who they could play with, they go to school with. And actually, in a lot of European countries, you know the term whipping boy?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Like, they don't want to whip the actual royal child, but they'll have them go up with and be friends with someone they can whip. So, like, if you mess up, we're going to whip him. And they would.
No, but no, it made me
So
laugh.
that's kind of what that
well,
reminds
like
me
what
of.
it showed me is like
know
he's
that.
not really evil. Like he really does care about the land. Just because like when
No, because, like, he goes out to the village and,
And
he
then-
sees they're plagued
no.
by the crab monster. He's like, I got to do something.
and then
Yeah.
like no, like they go up to him and they're like his henchmen and his attendants are like, hey, sir, we can't do that. He's like, why? We must. It's my village. I gotta protect my people.
But no, we have to protect you. Yes, we can't let you go out there.
Yeah,
So,
but
like,
we need to
well,
protect.
at first,
Then we'll go with
like,
you.
just to break down
We'll
this
go
episode a bit
first.
more, like, when they're first going out their boats, like, oh, let's just go out there in the boats, but then they had a plan. Like, he didn't
We'll
just,
go out there in the boats and
just-
stab the crab.
he didn't just, like, half-heartedly go out there.
Right.
And then he creates this, like, huge elaborate plan to get the whole village together to dig ditches and dig this moat.
Get
Like,
the
okay,
crab
we're
to come
gonna
over here.
we're gonna trap the crab because we can't fight it when it's in the water, but it's on land, we got a chance. And then they do the things,
Drain
the
the
crab
water.
is small.
and the crab is like, oh no, it's
stealing my
sentient
monies.
enough, and it's breaking the wall. But then, like, I kind of laugh, like, Hyokimaru shows up and steals the thunder and kills it.
Doesn't he just stab it?
Pretty much just runs up there, he
and then Mr.
kills
Shit,
it.
you know, he should just put.
Tomaru's like, what the fuck?
And
Someone
then-
just make an edit and just be like, money, money, money.
And then they see each other for the first time. Torimaru's like, who is that?
Oh,
And it's like, oh.
Is that me?
yeah. And it does say
Yeah.
that's how at the beginning of the episode
And
Daigo
Dororo makes
finds
me
out.
laugh. He's like, pay up.
Yeah.
We helped you.
Daigo finds out that like the demons actually tell him that his son is.
What does he
still
get back after he kills the crab?
alive.
Nothing. No.
His eyelashes.
Oh.
I don't know.
Sometimes it's
It doesn't
obvious,
show-
and sometimes it doesn't show.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
Episode 11, they part
Monkey.
ways. They get money for something, I think, because there was a bounty for...
For
For
what?
the crab?
I
or-
think...
Are you talking about them giving Dororo money?
Yeah, they pay, because there
No,
was a,
because he was just like, pay up. We
Yeah.
helped you out.
and then they do.
And they're like, give
Oh,
him the
wasn't
book.
that why they went in the first place? 'Cause
Yeah,
there was a bounty
because-
on the crab?
Yeah, because they want to kill demons anyway. Like, we need money to live too, so it's like, get that
Yep.
bounty.
That was just
Yeah.
funny how
No
they
money.
had it like the wallet was. I was all, that's pretty strange to carry money like that. Because you know how
Yeah.
like, it was all like in that one rope.
It's just sack.
Here on episode 11, my note says Daigo learns about Hyokimaru.
Oh, okay.
Yours might be more accurate. I don't know. They go to the place where there's the remnants of the wall. If you remember this episode,
yeah.
but it's like at one point there's a big war. They built a big wall, and now it's just a part of the wall that's left.
The little statue that she worships is the goddess of mercy,
Okay.
otherwise known as Buddha woman.
No, I was like, really?
No.
Buddha.
Goddess of mercy.
Wait, what happened? Wait,
'Cause,
what
like-
episode is this now?
11.
Well, because like in Daigo's place, right?
No, I know, but I'm
No,
trying
no.
to. No, I know what you're talking about.
No, you don't know what I'm talking about.
You're talking about the God's mercy.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
The
I was gonna
statue
say
that his
in-
mother had.
Yeah.
In Daigo's land, he is depicted as a savior. He cannot do any wrong. He is the head of the country, and
Because he got the God of mercy on his side.
he
Even though
made that land great again. He did.
use your words, right?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what he did, and it's interesting that like they depict him as being on the side of the goddess of mercy when he really isn't. When he actually sold his soul to demons and
Well, I mean, he's a politician, so he's propped himself up.
but
But
made it.
Am I getting ahead of myself? Because I'm trying to remember. They go in the village, and then after that whole stuff happens in the village, is it them when they meet that statue with the faceless thing?
you're getting ahead of yourself.
Okay.
It's not there yet. We're talking about the wall.
We're
right
getting
now.
there. The wall. Basically, there was
The wall
this-
that was
they're in,
erected by Daigo.
They're in Daigo's land because there was a battle before. There was a wall. There's a kid who hangs out by the wall. He wants to get home to his people, but he can't cross the plain because there's still soldiers waiting for it.
And there's a demon in that wall, isn't there?
Yes, there's the fox. This fox spirit.
Nine-tailed fox demon.
And Naruto
Interesting
comes in and
note
is
that I
all
thought
rusty.
was random. The kid is voiced by Masako Nozawa.
That's Dragon Ball.
That's Goku.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Really?
Dragon
So that's like the
Ball.
most random like cameo.
Well, I didn't know that because
I didn't either. Well, you're just a little happy boy over there on Dubland.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's Goku. Is that little kid at the wall? Yeah. The fox. The fox spirits show up. They start fighting him. His swords work on them, which I thought was weird.
I thought that was weird
Because
too.
you know most of the other demons are still like physical things, like a crab or a bird, like they're things. The fox demons are literally fire, so I don't know how the sword would hurt them, but it is.
Yeah.
Because he has demon blood.
And at this point, Daigo is heard Hirokimaru's in the land. He gets the army together. He's going to confront him. Torimaru is going there. The mom's going there.
Jesus.
And at the end of the episode, it's a big family reunion at the wall.
Yeah.
Episode 12, Dororo is captured for what would be the first of many times.
Great times.
And then pretty much they have the family confrontation, is what I call it. And they pretty much, the Daigo's like, your existence is hurting this land,
You need to go.
you're bad, and
Big
all of
bad.
that.
And then
Tarumaru shows up,
Yes.
and I actually kind of like his mindset about this because he doesn't like it, but because he's learned the truth.
Yeah.
He does thinks it's fucked up, but he realizes that the land and everyone's going to suffer if Hirokimaru continues what he's doing.
Because
And if he
what
lives.
he's doing is selfish.
Well, at that point, Torumaru didn't think of it as that, but he realized he understood why he was doing it.
No,
But he also understood-
Yakumaru was selfish. That's what his mindset was.
Yeah,
It's like,
well-
okay, instead of having these people suffer, you just need to just be blind. Who screw you? Like you don't get to have your parts back.
Well, he still understood it, and he takes it. He realizes he takes it upon himself, realizing that, you know, he learned the lesson of a ruler where it's not necessarily always about sacrificing your body or your life, but your ideas and your morals.
Yeah.
So he realizes, you know, Hirokimaru has to die, but it should be fair enough where I have to kill him with my own hands or he'll kill me. And he tells his homies to stay back.
And
his dad's all proud of you, son.
Yes, his crowd's like, yes, my heir.
Yeah, but then he proceeds to get bodied, and it's
Yes.
hilarious.
And then the mom.
They
commits-
fight. I said the brother battle, and they fight each other, and Hirokimaru takes one of his eyes,
And then his mom tried to kill him too.
Yeah.
and then the mom shows up and is like, "I'm sorry, I was bad. I'm a terrible mother, but I can't help you." And then I think
Dororo's like, you fucking people.
Dororo's like, "I can't believe you," and Hirokimaru hears this and makes him mad. Basically, but in the big confrontation at the end,
yeah.
they're able to get away. And that's how the episode ends. And then now you know officially like they're
Well, no,
on
like,
bad terms.
The mama kills herself.
She tries.
She
to.
tries.
to.
Oh,
She didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Because the next episode you see her in
but the
futon.
goddess statue.
The goddess statue is
collapsed,
destroyed.
But it also destroys the wall, so no more fox spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's representing like the mother doesn't care about her child. Like
I forgot that the statue didn't have a head either.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the priest finds it without a head.
Because didn't the demons knock it off too? When they
No,
got
it
there?
happened. That happened.
Well, actually, because I got curious like 2 days ago, and I read a bit of the original manga, and in that one it implies that, or maybe I'm misremembering something, and it all gets jumbled in my thoughts.
brain.
But like the statue sacrificed its head, so the demons didn't eat Hyokomaru's head. And
That's what
why.
it says here.
Okay, so that's why he still had a head. That's why he was still actually alive at all.
Okay.
So that's like it kind of took the bullet for him in that
Yeah, she still prayed to it even though it was headless.
Yes.
It's kind of fun.
Headless punch.
headless pump. So episode 13 is a new opening.
Boo.
And that's like,
Okay,
to
no,
me-
here's
You know
to
what?
me though,
Hey.
like, I'm going back to the statue thing because I thought it was funny. It's like
Headless
a
punch.
bunch of demons coming into a church and flipping crosses upside down and shit just to be petty. Like that's what I thought it was at first. It's just like, oh, you worship this? Screw you!
No,
Welcome
it made
to
me
this land.
laugh, hey man, the opening was saying about the same people who do those Naruto.
it's Asian Kung Fu Generation.
Yeah.
That's why when I first heard the opening, I was like, this could be an opening for like anything, like a My Hero or Naruto, and it's like, of course it would, because they done those.
Oh.
They shouldn't have changed the opening.
It's okay.
12
No.
episodes.
It's a fine, okay opening.
Not
It's
for
just
this.
the first opening's a lot better.
No,
I
give
guess
me
the name of that
first
song
one.
is
First one. fits
Dororo.
I know.
I got it.
It made me laugh.
Because I heard enough. It's like it's a decent song. It's a decent opening. It's just like the first one's so much better.
I know it's better, but I mean, I like this one because it's like it's typical anime.
Basic. This one,
Opening.
it's raining. It won't rain back at Daigo's land.
Daigo Land.
So they're starting to have
better.
issues. Like, well, I don't know how the crops are going to be if it doesn't start raining more.
Shush.
It's getting worse.
That's not my
This is
problem.
your episode.
Yes, this is the face one.
The face is
Uh,
Buddha.
You ain't my wife. What are you doing to me? That's what he said in the
Yes. Basically, there's a demon that is luring people away by pretending to be
beginning. Someone they love.
someone they love. And it lures Dororo away because it pretends to be his mother.
Hey. Where you taking me? I ain't your.
Um,
you ain't my
and
wife.
I just remember, basically, it was the story of like an artist who couldn't
Decided what the face.
decide what the face of a giant Buddha statue
Should look
should
like.
look like, and so it drove them mad, and they
Well, they couldn't draw. They either couldn't draw angry faces. No, they could only draw smiles. They could only
yeah.
draw happy faces. And he got pissed when he couldn't draw an angry one. So
I
he
thought it
was
was a
like,
woman.
Well, it was
It was
it.
the demon or ghoul. It's what they sometimes call him. Looked like a woman, but also I think in the flashback when it's telling the story, it's a man.
Oh no, because they didn't show
So-
a face.
well, because
at
they get
all.
revived, and,
Yeah,
and then they
revived.
become.
a woman.
They
Oh,
become
like a
the
woman.
ghoul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pretty much they take him to an altar. They have the giant statue sliced down with the sword and cuts off faces.
It just made me laugh because like when it attacks, it's just like the sword just go.
It still moved like a statue. That's the funny part.
I know.
It's
So-
like, here comes the attack.
Yeah. Also,
Big-
there's a
yeah,
part where
big
it
man.
tells Doro the entire plan as it's taking him up there. So like, oh, you're kind of dumb.
Yeah.
So of course Hirokimaru comes in, saves the day, and it
Yep.
tries to trick him. But the problem is Hirokimaru doesn't know what his mother's face looks like.
He just knows how to
Uh-huh.
gears.
Yes.
It made me laugh.
So it doesn't work on him.
No, because I was laughing. He's all, "You're still." Oh, I forgot what she called herself. He says, "You're the crafter." What? I'm still me.
So Hirokimaru saves the day, and at the end of the episode, they go to a hot spring,
Gross.
and they realize that Dororo has something on
tattoo
their back.
Yes. And the old guy's there too.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
priest.
Popping up.
The priest
hey,
popped
how
up
y'all
again.
doing?
He's all. Oh wait, is it?
I see
but
that
when,
you're here.
is this where he says, "I'll see you killed some humans"? Or is that the one when you meet him in Daigo Land? Because I know they meet him in Daigo.
I think that's around the time when he tells them.
Welcome to Daigo Land.
Oh, yeah, 'cause, like,
Happiest
he's all-
place
because
on
they
earth.
saw him again after the Mio incident.
Yeah.
and then he's all, "I see you killed some people."
Because you can see like red speckles and
I see the speckles.
His soul.
in his soul.
Ooh, baby.
So episode 14 happens, and we learn that Dororo on their back has a map
To
to treasure.
Yes.
His father's belong.
His the money pretty much his father gathered up and stole from samurai, and he all put in one place.
Which I don't understand why you didn't go get it.
It's the GoFundMe money.
Well, it's probably far away and he couldn't get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my bloody leg.
Yeah, because his leg was messed up.
It's not like I'm gonna die or nothing, but I mean, shit.
We also learned that Dororo's mother had the other half on her back,
Mm-hmm.
but Dororo's is only can be seen when Dororo's back is warmed up.
Yeah.
Which I'm like,
That's such a weird.
How you do that?
I know, how do you do that?
But then again, it's demons. There's demons.
Well, no, I mean,
But yeah, but there's
that
no-
wasn't
that
involved
was
in
people.
demons. That was just
But there's no like correlation saying that they could do trickery.
power.
yeah. Basically, in that episode, also they're walking around and like just this big like ghost baby shows up
Yeah.
and like starts carrying Dororo around, and then they get
that
to a
was
land
Weird.
That,
was
that, that,
weird.
that lord
with
was
a-
so funny.
with a bug-eyed guy
Lord.
who's the lord of the land who invites them back to his house to
That's
eat.
Tanner's
And it's like,
land.
of course, it's a trap. Like, why would he do it otherwise? Oh, I like hearing stories from travelers. Like, no.
Yeah.
I do.
He tells the story of how
Oh.
because they reach a building that was burnt down, and Dororo smells, or not Dororo, Hirokimaru smells oil, and
And
he's
he
like,
sees
oh,
the ghost
this is an
too.
inside job, and then he still sees the ghost, and the guy shows up and says, yeah, there was a
lightning.
nun here, and she worked the children to death
Yeah.
and was mean, and then lightning struck, and they all burned and died.
That's kind of.
Yes.
Fishy.
So they stay the night at the Lord's house, and then as they're sleeping, of course, a giant caterpillar tries to
Dororo,
eat
man.
them.
Yeah.
Before
And then a
that,
giant moth tries to eat them.
It's the
the
moth,
the moth came
God.
to save the caterpillar because he's like,
Yes.
What made me laugh is how Hikamaru sleeps. Because he looks like,
He looks like his eyes are open.
yeah, I know, he's just
But I
like,
mean, he has prosthetic in his socket, so
bug
bug-eyed Lord.
Oh, that guy was
So that's
funny.
pretty much
Bug-eyed Lord
that's
is
pretty
all-
much the end of episode 14. Episode 15, they have an awkward breakfast because like they know now that the guy is pretty much trying to kill him. Another note: the animation drops again in this episode.
I didn't
I know
notice.
that's just me, but there's some of these shots are really bad. To be fair,
You're bad.
This is an episode I think I accidentally fell asleep during. So I actually don't
It's not
remember
the
a
best
lot about
one.
this
That's
episode.
all right because
like to reiterate the part about the animation, there's a part where like Hirokimaru has to run up the hill because he has to go,
Oh,
and it looks so bad. Like you'd have to see it again to know, but it's just like it's like he's almost like a stick figure, like on a plain backdrop. Like they had the backdrop of the hill, and then he's like, it was like
and the bug-eyed lord.
He can jump.
no, but there was
But then,
there was like almost
How come
no
I didn't notice
movement.
this stuff. It didn't make me laugh at all.
but then this is the part where
Dororo was captured again. They because he goes to like the house or like the storage thing, right? And he's looking around, and then they go like, "Oh, you found it," and then they kick him down in the hole, right? And then they shut it. If I'm remembering the right one.
they like, kick him in there, and then like a bunch of caterpillar ghouls come out, and then the baby come out.
Yeah, the ghost baby shows up, and then he explodes into like the little ghost sperms of the children that died. It's like,
And then-
oh no, they actually
Yep.
they fed us to the demon they're harboring, and
And it shows them the
Dororo's
truth.
like, I knew it.
and they show him the like a flashback of what really happened. and
Yes,
stuff.
and how the Lord killed the nun, and then all the other kids to the thing. And then Hiyogimaru fights the moth, and his leg breaks finally, which you think would take longer. His prosthetic leg.
Yay.
And then after he kills it, he gets his spine back,
That part made me laugh. I was all like,
which I thought like I didn't think that was prosthetic.
no, that made me laugh because it was just like, ugh.
Yeah, because like what
But-
was holding his torso together then? If he had nothing there, he's just a
Yeah.
sack of
Prosthetic
he's just a head with a sack of goo then.
No,
That's
but
weird, yeah, because I was asleep.
But
during
then,
that part, so I missed that.
but
Because
that's-
he's like oh, and he gets down, and then it's like and then his prosthetic spine just pops out of his back, and now he has real spine again.
Oh, weird.
And no, but this is like where I think this is like the turning point of his mindset too. Like he's, I need everything back.
Yeah, that's kind of where it's like more anger about it comes. And at the end of the episode, Itachi shows up again.
Yeah, but the
Boo.
whole village they were in burned down too at the same time.
Yeah, but they were all in on it.
Yep.
That's like remember when they like Dora was like, oh, I heard about that village or that temple and the nun, and
Oh,
everyone's
yeah.
like looking at him, and they look away.
And then what made me laugh is, did we do all this, Ikamaru?
Did we
It's
do
not-
the right thing?
It's not my concern.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. You start seeing the turning point where it's like, I need my
David's-
body back.
So episode 16 starts with Doro captured again by Itachi this time.
Yeah,
Itachi tells his story of how he learned about the treasure, but then it was like, oh, it'd be too much work to get that. But then now that it's come, he needs money. He's like, oh, I should try. So they go to
Because the Lord he was working for turned on him.
yeah, because he
He lost his money.
well, because he went to become like a more regular samurai, and then like they're like, oh, where are the reinforcements? Like, they're not coming. We're just the diversion. They sent us here to die. And Itachi's like, shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't Dororo's dad right, man? Shoot.
Well, yeah.
They take Dororo.
So Dororo and Hyukamaru kind of separated because they kind of got into a tizzy about the last issue they went to.
It's not my
So Hyukamaru just looked behind him when Dororo wasn't there. He was like, oh shit.
I gotta go get him.
Yep.
It's not my
So
concern.
they try to follow the map because he has half the map because he dug up Dororo's mother,
To get the other half.
which I'm assuming he had to find that grave pretty soon to be able to read that map.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Yeah. So he's like, "Oh, Dororo, come with us. We're gonna get the treasure." They go to a boat village because they realize the treasure is on a cape or on an island out in the bay. They meet a guy who is clearly
A problem.
a problem. But they're like,
Echo tsunami.
I know, right? That's what it reminded me of. I love the sea. It's just I love the sharks.
The sharks love me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they
Good
like, oh, I got
sharks.
boats for you.
Shiranui.
Come on.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'll pay you when we get
Look
there.
at these thick, fat sharks.
Yes, they
Oh
obey me.
Lord,
This
So
one's
then, of
name
course,
is
when he gets out,
Chubby.
they get them out to the water, and of course he turns on them.
Jurumaru and Saboru.
I'm gonna call him Tubby
Tubby.
and Toby.
Toby.
I love me, Toby. Come
So
here,
they
bud.
Did he go in a ball and kill himself
they
afterwards?
he sends one shark to attack one of the boats, and it's so weird because like the shark starts attacking the boat, guys don't even move.
Because weren't the sharks pulling the boats?
Yeah, they're pulling the boats.
Like, why would you trust them?
I know.
Well, we don't have
So, like,
a choice.
the
We can't
shark
walk
starts
across
eating
the
the
sharp
boat
rocks.
with the guys in it.
Wasn't there like a reason they couldn't cross the rocks? Wasn't there like a god there, like guarding it or something?
No, it's just a long way, and you need a boat, I guess.
Aw, boo-hoo.
Boo.
Well, you'll need it definitely to get the stuff back.
There was something that they weren't
Boo-hoo.
going to cross it because it was too dangerous.
Just watch the anime.
So they're like, let's do a boat.
Why not?
But like, what I was going to
This
say is
guy's
like,
stressful.
the shark starts eating the boat. The guys don't even try to kill it.
Yeah.
Like you guys have swords. When it's there chomping at the boat, stab it.
And then they're like, our swords are blunt.
No, like the guys in the first boat didn't even try. So he eats some of them, and he's like, "Oh, just wait here. We'll be back at sundown to finish you off."
That was kind of funny. It's
I was
just
like-
we're not there
Why though?
yet. Because,
So Itachi's and his goons they instantly give up. Like, "Oh, we're gonna die."
yeah,
So
this sucks.
Dororo has to give them the rah speech.
Yeah.
He's like, "We can do it."
Y'all really want to die? Stop being cowards!
Yeah.
Okay, happy?
So basically, they formulate a plan, which wasn't really a plan. It's there's no nuance to this plan. It's just what you would do. You lure the shark in and you stab it.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
That
And of
was
course,
a good plan. It's a
Doro
good plan. It worked.
just willingly jumps in the water and like, oh, I'll trust these guys to pull me back in time. And
Well,
then,
why do you think
Well,
that?
he,
Why do you think
he
they
had
were
the map.
but if
They
they
needed the map.
their map's only useful if you're alive.
But
Exactly. That's
but
why they needed him back.
why do you think?
Well, they wouldn't care. They could still get his body.
Not
What?
if it's chewed to pieces.
All they could get some of it.
I'll
Well,
put
well-
it together.
Well, why do you think the Lord used Itachi's group as a diversion?
What?
You're saying how weak they are. They're fucking
Well, I don't know. That was Itachi himself. His goons weren't those guys
He's
with
referring
him.
to the
Uh,
Lord that used them as a
Yeah.
diversion in the
Yeah,
first place.
as I said, what do you think?
So anyway, they needed help with the plan. Doro dives in the water. They pull him up. Then when the shark jumps up, they stab him with swords.
That was
It wasn't
yeah.
very intuitive.
So which one died, Tubby or Toby?
Toby.
No, not Toby.
But don't worry, he kind of comes back, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
But they, at the end of the episode,
Eat Toby.
they realize that one of the sharks, the guy and the other shark realize the shark dies. The shark starts to transform because, of course, it does. Episode 17 was like, let's break away from that and go to something else.
Yes, please.
Jukai is back and he's on another battlefield. And these big, like, I describe them as like chicken lion things are killing people.
Chicken lion.
That's what it looked like to me at first.
Yeah.
Chicken lion.
And Hyokomaru and pretty much like people are like, why are you doing that, Jukai? It's kind of pointless. They're already bodies. You're just putting thing on. You're wasting them. And Jukai's like, oh, I don't know, because I'm depressed.
Penance.
I'm
Yeah.
giving them honor. I'm letting them go to the land of the
Yes.
dead with a full body instead of.
And then of course the things
Give me the
attack, and
process.
they're about to kill Jukai, and Jukai's accept it because he's very depressed.
Weren't those the lions from the tree?
Yeah, they're from
Yeah.
the tree.
The tree of life.
But then they don't kill him, I guess, because he's already the Walking Dead in a way.
Yeah, there's like, oh,
And he's like,
he's
oh,
pitiful.
they won't even kill me.
This guy wants to die.
Yes.
We're not gonna kill you.
So Hirokimaru shows up and he starts killing them, and I was like, oh, wasn't that convenient? He breaks his leg and then meets the guy who he needs to replace his leg.
Yeah.
It was fate.
And then he goes to the cave and they start talking to each other, and he talks now because he can talk now.
It is the nearby demon tree.
Jukai refuses to give him the leg because he feels like he's helping Hirokimaru do bad things and he's becoming more of a demon. He's like, oh, I kind of won't want to support that, but like he's gonna go out and do it anyway. So you're helping him possibly get killed. So I was like, your logic's kind of flawed there. And then of course when they're in his cave, there's a mudslide, so they're trying to chat for a bit.
Yeah.
And at first I thought it was gonna be like, oh, life or death. He's gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna die, but then it's like, no, we got food, we got air vents. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, do this.
But then Hirokimaru's digging into it. I was like, I gotta get out and kill the demons.
Demons.
Demons are my life.
Meanwhile, Torimaru is taking a more active role in killing the ghouls and demons in his land. He goes and kills a rat ghoul and
Rat demon.
a rat demon.
Is it going like this?
And
Street rat.
that's just to show that he was learning, because he had to relearn how to use the sword because he lost his depth perception because he lost an eye.
Yep, that was funny.
They get out of the hole, and then the tree is spawning the demons. Hirokimaru kills all the demons. Jukai watches them. He's like, oh, what did I make the right choice in making you live this life?
I mean, he literally kills the tree.
And then he kills the tree.
And the tree goes...
And then at the end of the episode, Torimaru is kind of given the task of, you got to go hunt down your brother and kill him.
And Hirokimaru is heading towards the cape, the island or whatever.
Yes. Episode 18, the living shark eats the carcass of the other shark and becomes super shark.
Toby eats Tubby and becomes Twubby.
I like when
Hirokimaru catches up to them on the island. He starts doing his head rub thing.
What?
When he puts his head against theirs and rubs.
Oh yeah.
And then he kills the super shark before it can cause too much damage. And of course, conveniently, he grows back the leg that Jukai refused to replace. They find the treasure, but of course it's booby trapped. And Itachi's like, "Oh shit!" And then
that's just what he does. That's his life.
But then he's like, "Oh well, if we just had time." But then of course at the time, Torimaru and Daigo's men show up, like, kill everyone.
Yeah.
Just kill everyone.
Anyone you see.
They're all on the island. Get them. We got them trapped. Get them.
So they start fighting and they're being chased down. Itachi is cornered eventually with Dororo, and he kind of somewhat helps Dororo survive, and then Itachi gets hit with arrows.
Find the treasure.
I just want to see the treasure before I die. And then he drags his body, and he sees, oh, there it is, it's mine. Oh, and then dies.
You know what? You want to be more funnier? They're like, oh, there's one more trap. Here you go. Oh, there it is.
And then I just another joke, and you're probably gonna be mad at me for just the animation again. It's like they don't find the treasure; they find like an art backdrop. Because like they never. It's just a still image of just like
what's wrong with that?
The pots.
You know it's there.
It never moves, and it's just like you could tell they're just animated them in front of it. They weren't like
you know it's there though. It's there. It
didn't give me the illusion of being there.
Well, you didn't. They didn't have to touch it. They just know. It was
they
there.
did know eventually.
No, they just did.
So you're saying that they found the picture of the treasure? They
yes.
put it off the wall.
That's what I thought. It's like we found a picture of it.
God dang.
The
lives lost.
They escape the island after Hirokimaru has some more fights with his brother and his brother's minions, but one of his swords is broken and the other one has been chipped.
Yeah.
So they escape. And episode 19 is kind of like the last throwaway episode in a way.
Oh, they leave the treasure there too.
They leave the majority
of
it.
It's a painting.
But also like there's no way they could get it out themselves.
Not in the situation there.
Yeah, not in that situation or just the two of them. But Dororo wisely gets enough so they can have money.
Yeah.
Yes. Good job.
Episode 19 is kind of another nothing thing. They need to find a swordsmith. They go to the opposite ghoul town.
Oh yeah, this one's.
He does the head rub with the girl, and the girl loves him immediately. I was like, she's like the most. Like this episode was like the most anime episode of this series, because like it's just like. The goal makes you say opposite things from what you mean, or do opposite things from what you want to do.
So you're saying when you don't want to...
Except when you're wearing... Or, well, I guess they don't know that yet.
Yeah. So, not much to say. The swordsmith remakes his swords, which he needed. They almost have a wedding with the girl because they keep misinterpreting each other. Dororo gets really upset. It's like, I can't believe, bro, it's gonna marry her and forget about me.
Oh yeah, I forgot this is filler.
Yeah,
Because like I'm not gonna
And
choose
then
demons anymore. I'm gonna get married.
yeah.
That's not what you know.
And then he hits, and then at the end of the episode, like Hirokimaru doesn't even defeat the demon. Like the swordsmith hits him on the head with a club, and then that's it.
Oh,
And then it's symbolically like absorbed into like the statue because he worshipped the god or whatever that got rid of the demon eventually.
wasn't it like a monkey?
Like
Kind
a
of.
weird like creature thing that was sitting up on top of the shrine.
Yeah. And at the end, I wrote just kind of a nothing episode. Like the only thing consequence that happens is his swords are replaced, which is like they need to go to a swordsmith, and like you needed a swordsmith.
You got what you wanted.
But in the
I think it
meantime,
also-
monkey business.
It also kind of
I mean,
established
Matt, you
just
got
like,
what you wanted.
like how I think Doro feels about Hiyokimaru, like more so like in depth. I think.
No,
Hmm.
we got.
Why
We
are
got
you getting married? I'm a
no,
boy.
we got
Shut
Matt's,
up.
Matt's answer for his swords to be sharpened. He's all, you would think after 5 kills you'll be blunt. There you go. They
Yeah.
sharpened it
Well, I mean, it straight up broke because
because they were blunt.
they broke one of his swords.
because they were blunt.
Yeah.
Episode 20. I start with things bad at Daigo Land,
My land.
No
but
longer
things
the
are getting
happiest
worse.
place on earth.
Sickness and
Eggman
famine.
land.
Something really
Eggman.
stupid happened when Torimaru and his friends going out investigating. There's an epidemic here. Let me pick this sick person up and hold him right next to me.
Oh
I
yeah.
will save you, sick person.
I was just like, what are you doing?
He's invincible.
I mean, I wrote, there are epidemics, so naturally I rubbed all over them.
I must have their pain. Cough on me, citizen.
Meanwhile,
Thank you.
Hirokimaru and Doro meet a guy who's like, oh, you're hunting the demon? So am I. And then he, of course, isn't. He's working with the demon, and he wants to fill the hole in his chest because he has a story of how he was transporting his mother to a doctor on the other side of the mountain, but then the demon showed up, and the demon killed his mother, and he didn't do anything to help her. And actually, when he turned and ran, his mother grabbed his shirt, and he freaked and cut her arm as he
Yeah.
ran away.
and it was
it's-
still attached to.
Yes. So then he realizes, oh, I'm such a coward. But then like he goes, then the villagers guys, he can't stand the gossip because like, oh, he left his mother up there to die. And then the villagers guy, let's go get revenge for your mom. And he goes with them, and then they all kind of do the same thing when they're about to die. They're trying to run, and they're afraid. He's like, oh, everyone is like this.
Is it wrong? I don't remember this at all.
It's okay. Well, I mean, it's all about the whole crux of this episode is like things are bad at Daigo Land, and Hirokimaru is getting angrier and more to the demon side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't remember any of the stuff I'm reading right here.
Pretty much they can.
What was the local demon? What was it?
It was like a big chimera. It was like bits of different animals. It was like a lion and a snake's tail, and other things.
God, I forgot this episode.
You probably want to.
And it's weird. The guy he realizes this, and like the demons, he starts working on the demon because I guess he kind of brings people to the demon to eat, and the demon just accepts him as
I
his little
must have slept
helper.
during this episode. I swear. I did the same thing you did. I don't. Get
They
it.
survive. They jump off a cliff
Tell
to
me.
avoid it, and there's a rock slide, and Dororo is trapped with his arm in the rocks, and then this water starts filling up. So it's like if you don't get him out, he's gonna drown. So Hirokimaru is trying to get him out, and he's trying to push the rocks away, but his prosthetic arms don't work, and they start breaking. And then it's getting down, and then I thought it was gonna turn into like I have to cut off your arm, Dororo, kind of thing.
That's what I thought. It's
Yeah.
like, just do it.
Yeah.
But then at the
Do
last
it.
minute, the priest
priest.
shows up and
Yes.
like is smart and wedges his sword under the boulder to lift it enough. So
See,
Get out.
stupid. Let's go.
yeah, kind of.
Stupid boy. You
Uh,
make me look
so
bad.
after that, Hirokimaru is more angry because he realizes that he doesn't have his body, and if he had his body, he could have saved Dororo.
So he needs to go get his
So
body.
he
Let's
has
go
to
kill
start
the demons.
killing demons with more.
He's only missing like 3
figures.
points at this point.
He's
right?
only missing his
Hands.
arms and his eyes.
His arms and eyes.
So he goes back
Hands,
to the
eyes,
demon
and
guy and the
eyes.
guy, and he fights them both. And the demon absorbs the guy, and then he fights and kills the demon, of course. And the guy's like, "Oh, you're just like me," because he's starting to realize Hirokimaru is trying to become more demonic.
Yeah.
And then after he kills it, he doesn't get anything back. And I guess,
Oh yeah, he gets pissed.
yeah, he gets mad and starts chopping up. And I wrote the note here. It's like, so it has to be a virtuous thing for him to get it back, kind of thing. So it's like, I thought that was
No,
kind
I
of.
think it's just that demon didn't
Un-
feast on him.
I don't know.
You should have just been like,
He was just like, "Nah, fam, I'm full."
what would Mio think of you at this point?
The other two were like, "All right, I'll eat these arms."
You should just been like, what would Mio think of you at this point?
You angels.
Episode 21, as we move on to the next one. Like I liked it because like the last 5 episodes are like a continuous thing. Like episode 19 with the swordsmith was like the last like kind of throwaway thing. This is the meat and potatoes. This is like what it's building to.
Yeah.
Meat potatoes.
Episode 21,
Is there too many cooks?
he decides he's gonna go to Daigo and say, "Fuck it, I'm getting all my shit back."
Rough.
They're gonna have their land at war because the rival clan notices all their stuff is going to shit. Like
Aha!
now's the time to attack. And of course, and then I put, of course you're sick, you dumbass, because Toromaru's friend, the girl with the arrow, starts getting sick. I was like, of course you do.
Hey, you forgot to tell them they lost arms.
Well, no, we're getting there.
Oh, okay.
Further.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Sorry.
Because
Face covering.
she started getting sick before they went to go fight. Because she's like, the marker on their neck is like, Dororo and Hakumaru
This
have
for like a month. This is no big deal.
Dororo and Hakumaru have another argument because they're starting to be on odds about what they should do, how they should proceed. Hirokimaru is confronted with his brother and his aides again, and they have a big fight with each other. He cuts off both of the aides' arms, one of them each, and then he gives his brother another cut on the forehead. And then at the end, one of Daigo's men, who was sent there because pretty much Daigo didn't trust Toromaru not to die, helps them, bails them out. And they had started taking swords or horses and men from the surrounding villages to be in the army. And they got one, like, oh, this is my prize horse. It's this white horse. And it wasn't obeying them at first, but then it was kind of tamed. And they sent it to Hirokimaru, and they put bombs on it.
That pissed me off. Like, you have this amazing horse, and it's like, oh, we're just gonna use it to blow up.
This is my horse.
It's like,
My
that
horse
was
is
so
amazing.
much
So
Here are
here's
some bombs. Woo!
It blows
Tastes
up.
like raisins.
So that blows up, of course, and flings Hirokimaru off the side of the mountain, which he really should die from that. But
He's a demon.
Yeah.
oh, not really,
Sort
not
of.
yet. But
Well, he
so
has demon parts.
Hirokimaru, of course, survives,
His
but the
prosthetics.
horse is in bits and pieces. But I guess the horse is mad that it died, so it becomes a ghoul horse that's flaming.
It becomes a badass
That's funny.
This
horse.
is the
Yeah,
funniest
but
thing.
they
'Cause
have-
it's like the opening had signs to this, and it's just like when this happened, I popped off. I was like, "Yes, you ride the demon horse."
Hey, is that the episode where you got the horse picture? He's in the group chat. I was
No, that was when he was going around sniffing things.
oh, okay.
That horse looked terrible.
Okay.
So I took a picture of it. There's a part, I can't remember what episode, they're going around, they're encountering a horse, and he literally says something like, Dororo, it's a horse. And then it's like, this is a dark horse face. Because like, that was like, I can't remember what
It's a
he
horse?
gained. It was like
I
smell,
love
I think, or
horse.
something, or feel. Like, he was nuzzling, I think he nuzzled it with his head.
Yeah.
And Dororo's like, you gotta stop doing that, that's weird.
But the horse-
Why?
But
The
that horse.
horse.
But anyway, back to the white horse.
So the horse becomes a flaming horse ghoul demon thing. And that's kind of how the episode ends. Or Dororo is captured, and they're like, oh, well, he'd survived that, but he's going to come for his friend, so we're going to take him. Dororo is captured again.
Yeah.
Episode... Yeah. Anarchy! Episode 22. He had formed an alliance with the demon
The
horse.
horse.
Because I guess they just get each other.
Yeah, they just gazed at each other, did they?
Yeah, they just looked at each other and, like, yeah.
It's a badass union.
Meanwhile, at the Daigo Castle, Hyokomaru and Mom helps Dororo escape. She's like, "Oh, thank you for, being my son's friend, and it was a bad thing to do, and I'm very conflicted about it." And they're going through like
a jackass.
they're going through like the castle and all that.
And they escape.
They escape, and then they go.
No, he has another flashback of his mom because like he hides her in the.
Well, yeah, we're about to get there. They do a Scooby Doo. Honestly, because like she's going down the hallway with him, and then the guards are coming, so she hides him under her mini robes
Yeah.
and turns to the window, and they're like, "Oh, lady," it's like, "Oh, well, do a good job," and like, "Yes, my lady," and they go off, and they're like, "Oh, there you go."
And he's all mom.
And Doro's like rubbing, he's like, "Oh, mama," I was like, "Calm down."
No.
And then she leads her outside. Leads him outside.
They get outside and they're on the river, and they crash, and then they
What?
are fine because they're animated characters.
That was just funny because he's all, "You sure you want to go with me? You just went on instinct." Because like at first she wasn't.
Oh, they're
gonna go.
rescued by the priest and other people.
Yeah, at the village.
The
Yeah.
damn priest.
But like, because they're like, she's like, and Doro says, going to him or talking to him might not be a good thing. He might straight up kill you. And she's like, well, if that happens, happens.
Well, you know why he keeps popping up, right, Ramiro?
Because he's the priest.
He's the patron saint of Buddha.
He's a saint.
Yes.
See, he told you saints or something.
He's guardian.
No,
So,
and then they see another white horse.
well, no, he's Dororo. I'm sorry, Hirogaru and the horse going on a rampage,
A tornado rampage.
setting things on fire,
Heck
killing
yeah.
everyone in the way.
As
He's
they
going to
should.
Daigo's castle.
Yep.
At the end, he's stopped by Toromaru and his friends who show up, and they've taken because they went to the Hall of Hell. They've taken his arms and his eyes. Now his brother has 3 eyes, and his underlings both have an arm again.
I thought it was pretty badass.
I thought it was a cool twist. I was like, you.
Yeah.
And that's like Hirogaru was
well,
like,
because like
you.
the intent is, I'll take my body, please. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's what I wrote. Like tries to sacrifice herself, but it
because she
doesn't
knows
work
because she's
because it's not part of the original
Yeah.
contract. The contract is for Daigo's heir, and that is Hirogaru.
But make a new contract. That's the new
We're
contract.
busy.
Well, all of us are dead. There's like one more left.
Yeah,
It's like,
Demon's
I gotta do
actually
what I-
following rules about contracts.
So
I can't help shit.
So now they're gonna have
I'm die.
another big fight, and it's a cool big old fight with Demon Horse and Hirogaru and Toromaru and the underlings.
I was-
Wait a minute. Doesn't Taomaru become the 12th?
What?
Doesn't he become the final one? Doesn't he take Yukimaru's eyes?
He has his
Yeah,
eyes.
he has his eyes.
Yeah, that's the point. It was really cool.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
No, like you said that he took somebody else's eyes, not Yukimaru.
No,
No,
that's what we're saying. He took his eyes.
he took his
and
eyes,
his attendants took
and
his
then his
arms.
attendants have his arms because he cut off each of their arms, and then they got one of each of his arms.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you could think he didn't cut off 2 right arms.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if he did?
Kill people.
If he did that, yeah. So they has fight. His friends die.
It's
they're fighting the horse.
The funniest one.
The
I thought
horse
it was
bites off one of their necks or heads, and then
and-
kicks the other one's arms off.
While
Yeah.
while the horse was looking at his.
And they pretty much kill each other, but it got distracted because the horse's baby gets to the battlefield,
Yeah.
and it's like mama, and then
and they had that little sweet reunion. I was
yeah,
like,
and then like.
fuck yeah.
So pretty much the attendant, Toromaru's friends and the demon horse die together. They killed each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Toromaru is obviously just distraught about his friend's death.
And then he grows
And
his
then
arm.
Toromaru gets his arms back.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Well, not necessarily cool, but a good like technique of like they didn't have to show it because they showed it from his point of view. So it's just like the demon energy force field
The demon name.
because you see him like grow back, but it's just like blobs like arms.
Yeah.
You know what made me laugh though? It's like whenever they were fighting, and like how he grabbed the sword and he was bleeding,
Yeah.
and then like his mom comes in, he's like, "Stop it!" and he hides the sword like he was acting
Well, like he was doing
like
something bad, like your mom caught you. But Toromaru and pretty much like Hirogaru and Toromaru is like, okay, we're gonna it's the final, and they have some more fight. Then Toromaru goes off, and Hirogaru is chasing him. Meanwhile, the people they've met at the village that they washed up ashore on, and the mom and the priest and Dororo have what I call a philosophy powwow
Mhm.
on the battlefield as they cover the friends' bodies and do the prayers for them. Like, what is the right thing to do? How can we function in this world ruled by samurai? How can we have something that is ours and blah blah? What? It's not blah blah. They are making good points. It is a central theme of it. It's just it was such a. I don't want to say tacked on because that is the time to do it. It was just like a powwow in the middle of all this that just happened.
Yeah,
kind of
but
thing.
like, and then like Dororo wasn't he saying like, "You guys are sounding like the samurai" and stuff like that, or something?
You
like
don't like the samurai, but then you don't actually do enough.
and you wait for the samurai to protect y'all.
Yes. So he's making good points about it. And pretty much,
and you're like,
Hyokimaru and Toromaru having more fighting in like the brush and like the high grass. And Toromaru realizes that his reach is now longer because he has actual arms. But it also hurts Toromaru because he hits the top of Fedora when they're fighting in the burning castle, which I have to just say is like, that's such a great finale. To
Yeah.
fight in a big burning castle.
well, it's funny because he was all, "You're gonna die. You're gonna die where you were born."
Wait, so Hyakimaru is the one who has his arms back.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
the attendants had the
You
arms.
said Taomaru.
Sorry. I get
Sorry.
it's a lot to reiterate, but pretty much, and then he also because he was holding the blades by the blades, but then he wrapped his arms up in gauze pretty much, and now is holding them
Where
by
he
the.
pulled out of
the
his
hilts.
ass.
Well, he
I'm
had.
just kidding. I
it
know,
on.
but it just seemed like he just pulled it out of his ass when I was watching it.
Yeah. So
I
there,
love that they set the castle on fire too. It's
Yeah.
just kind of a.
And then-
but it was just a cool thing of like he wouldn't be able to fight exactly the same way. Either.
Yeah.
And so that's how episode 23 ends. They're having this big fight in this burning castle. Meanwhile, Doggo's off there trying to have a war And they're coming back to him. Shit is going down, sir. He's like, I'm kind of stuck here.
I'm kind of mad.
Let's
all
just
the
go
I
time.
can't
Anyway,
spare her. So it gets to the final. And it pretty much, the brothers continue to fight. They continue to argue about who is right or wrong. They have some great lines about, I grew up here. I was raised here. And it's like, this place is nothing to you. You were never here. And then Hikamaru has the good line. He's like, well, what were you in want of then?
Yeah.
And then but it's hard for him to tell him exactly, because he was still in want, but he realized it wasn't exactly the same. And Hikamaru has him beat, and he could have killed him, but he didn't, because he realized how much the same they are, because he was starting to see visually, and the
This
spirit.
is after you got out of the castle, right?
No, they're still fighting
They're
in
in
the
the
castle.
Oh, they're still in the castle.
Yeah.
And I like the touch of like when he slashes at the headboard that they were measuring their heights at, and it makes him mad again. That was cool.
And then he went like this.
And then when he spares him, he doesn't kill him. He just breaks his sword. Toramaru's like, okay, this kind of sucks. And he's like, I'll give you your eyes back. And then he rips the eyes out, and then it gives them back to him. And then then right then, because Jukai was on his way to the castle, Jukai gets there to help the mom and Dororo get into the castle, and the priest helped them get into that spot.
Yeah.
The priest's like, you're just gonna
You're just gonna leave me here, roll the rope, and the fire is like, oh, poor guy. Like he helped him so much.
Yeah.
He was such
did.
a little good helper.
Wait, he got left in the fucking castle?
No, not
no,
left
no.
in-
He got left outside.
He had to
holding the
lower
rope.
a rope for to a well so they can get into it, and then he had to be there for them to be able to get out because someone had to pull it
back
up.
up.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine.
No,
But
he,
it's fire around.
he's like,
He doesn't want to have to stay.
He'll be fine.
Well, he will be, but it's like they're asking a lot still.
Yeah.
No, but then what made me laugh?
So the mom shows up,
Well,
and
just take your time.
Well,
So-
didn't he stab the thing before they showed up? Yeah, because
yeah, he stabs it.
what was that again? I forgot what that was.
I thought that was kind of weird too. I was like, that's kind of random, but I guess it's kind of like the manifestation of the last demon.
Yeah, it says here, because I was actually curious about that too. It's like that the demon tries to take over his brother before he gives him his eyes.
Yeah,
But then he removes the eyes, which return to Hikamaru. Then he slays the demon.
What
I
made me
guess he
laugh
just
though
knows
is when he
where
killed the
it's
demon and he's all going up and the prosthetic eyes
yeah, they
come
pop out.
I was like, what? The...
because
Be
of,
you angels.
at.
And then,
and then
Yeah.
Toramaru closes his eyes because he can't use them yet, and then they're all there, they're all talking, and then he talks with his mom, he talks with Jukai,
and then he gets his vision back.
and then he finally gets his vision, and they're like, Dororo, please get him out of here because he needs to live a good life. And then he gets his vision back, and he looks. The first thing he sees is his mother's face, which
Yeah.
he didn't know until then.
Mama?
I thought that was kind of a cool symbolism because his mom still always kind of cared about him, and then that was his father figure, so it was like his true parents there.
Well, didn't he call Jukai Mama?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, what am I to you? He's like, Mama. And then she goes over to poor Tubbs. When this is happening, I was like, poor Toramaru.
It's
He's
all
laying
okay.
there,
I
hurt,
love you too.
burning around as is happening. And she goes over to him and puts the face like, I'll be with you, and I should have been to the end.
Yeah.
And then three of them die, and I was like,
well, they do.
No, that pissed me off. That's what I said I didn't like about the ending.
Oh,
That
I-
pissed me off. I'm just like,
I didn't
all
realize.
right, y'all just die then.
well, Jukai wanted to die.
But-
She had eternal guilt for what she's done to both of her sons.
Burn.
Tormu was the only one who was like, okay, he should have lived. Like,
Throw him out
throw
the
his
window.
ass out the
Yeah.
window or something.
Ah.
At least give him a chance. So I was like, eh,
It says here that he died in her arms before, so I guess he was already
dying.
injured
Well, I mean, he
because of
pulled
the
his
demon.
eyes out.
Yeah,
You
because the
tried to-
demon.
Yeah,
probably-
and
he
then
was gonna die.
pulled his
I
eyes
guess.
out.
But it's just,
yeah.
I'm gonna stay with you and burn.
Yeah.
And I just.
But that was like her
Thanks, Jukai.
paying for her sins.
I just
Yeah.
At least that's what she thought.
I mean,
it was.
I guess the symbolism is fine. I just don't. I just thought that was dumb. It's just
I didn't
like,
realize
no,
they. I
live
didn't,
it.
you know what? I
Go
didn't realize they
outside.
died. I just thought because they were like, your wife and son went missing, and I was like, oh, they escaped.
Oh, they just got.
I didn't realize they died.
No, I'm pretty sure they died.
No,
So they get out. They go back to the village.
What would be funny is like,
Dororo pretty much realizes what he wants to do with the money, which was like his little arc for a bit. Was he had a lot of money, but he didn't know what to do with
I
it.
do?
So he wants to get the money, go back to that village, build it up so the village can be self-sustaining,
Lambos.
and not rely on pretty much the class system they have of samurai and lords, which you need money to be able to do.
Yeah,
so
they start a democracy, I guess.
democracy.
And you become Squealer. He's all
But then Hyokomaru doesn't come back exactly. He goes to the Hall of Hell where his father is.
So kill me, boy.
Kind of.
Dad.
So he goes there and
He's all like, "You kill me or I'll kill you."
and the dad pretty much explains his reasons for it and why, you know.
I did it
But
because
the problem with
I
the
had
guy's
to make
shtick
my
is that
country
A,
great again.
if he wanted to sacrifice for the land, it should have been him. And B, he also just wanted power in it. It wasn't so much that he wanted the land to prosper and the people to be happy.
I want everybody to think that
he wanted to be the
something.
Lord. So that's like the father's true badness.
Man, this is really a parallel to 2016, isn't it?
So they have a talk, and the father's pretty much like,
that
"Oh,
is-
blah blah blah." I can't remember the exact words, but he's just like he's angry about it, and
all-
he's expecting Hirokimaru to kill him, but he doesn't. And because Hirokimaru pretty much has gone through the character arc of no, I should try and be inhuman, and so should you.
Yeah, and he leaves the
Statue.
goddess statue
He
that
leaves-
Jukai gave him right
Yes.
before he left the castle.
You know,
And I don't know for sure because I thought it was implying it, but I thought I don't know if his dad died.
yeah, because he was losing blood.
I thought he was like hurt and he was dying. He went there, and that's like the end of him was like bleeding onto the statue.
Yeah, because it does say he found his father wounded, but
Yeah.
yeah, so I assume
I'm
he just
assuming
kinda
he would
You
die.
know,
died on
funny.
his own.
It's pretty much the land of Daigo is gone.
You know how the Jericho was in that building and burned down.
Yeah.
He comes out. He's like, "Why can't I not die?"
He's like, dang it.
He's like burnt, like the whole building's already down. He just comes out and ashes.
Oh,
Damn it!
But then they go to
But
separate
then,
ways.
but pretty much like it's kind of like the ending. The ending kind of it didn't irk me, but I was like, oh, okay.
I
But
liked
it's
it.
Hyokimaru. It's essentially just goes on a journey to find himself. I thought part of this journey was to find himself, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
But I guess
He did.
he's implying that he's gonna go back, and Dororo's gonna help run that village and start building up. At the very end, you see Dororo running towards him, and then I
Goes
guess
up.
you can say definitively now, grown up a bit, and then turn around. It's and Hyokimaru's a bit older, and it's like there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finn.
And I guess
Yeah.
I guess I always once he like passed the midway point, and once you knew Dororo was a girl, I did kind of feel like okay, it's kind of like it's not just friendship, which I thought like oh, okay, that's kind of a weird area to go about with
That's
that.
why I thought
Because
like
Dororo is a bit too young for that.
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
But that's why I thought that like whole opposite village thing was like interesting because it kind of reveals that Dororo might actually have feelings.
feelings. But at the same time, like you're too young for that. Anyway.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, she probably would know. So it's
Yeah.
like it kind of.
It's
I can see
just
both ways where it's like
because-
she doesn't understand them fully, but then also yeah.
And
I think it might be kind of one of those like
Makes me perky.
more like okay, we really like each other, and now that we're both of age, hell, let's get together, kind of thing.
You know what I forgot to
Well,
mention.
maybe that's later on. Way
So
later.
when they're at the wall, like Daigo's like the whole family reunion happens. You see that guy that he cut that dude's arm off.
Oh yeah,
doesn't
he
he take
pees
a piss?
himself.
Yeah.
Because he's afraid.
That was funny.
There he is. It just sounds exactly like that. That was good. It's a good impression.
But yeah, that's kind of how. I mean, that is how the anime at least ends. I felt.
I mean,
Well, I mean, do we want to do final
that last
thoughts?
part
or-
was fine, but them burning in the building kind of is like whatever.
Why he came out alive?
Okay,
He's
we're
like,
kind of going long here, so let's start going for I guess our final thoughts and impressions. And Ramiro, you can go first.
Where do I gotta go first? Okay, fine, I'll go first.
It was trash.
No, it was good. I like it. You know, I was like, oh, let's keep on going. I mean, if Devil Man, like at first I was like, if Devil Man can do it, so can this.
I binged it.
Okay, and
I binged it.
okay, and
I binged it.
you want a cookie? You want a reward? Oh, let's give a round of applause for Tanner for benching it.
Put it in my mouth.
All right, Brandon, give him the cookie.
No, I don't have any.
No, but I liked it. You know, it was pretty good. You know, I liked the way the story was. You know, like it wasn't like one of those like. I mean, there was some tropes, but there was also like. What kind of irked me was like, I felt like every episode was like kind of like repeating itself. Like, oh, let's kill a demon.
But that's the
Well,
show.
at the
That
first-
is-
the
it's-
first-
A lot of shows do that where it's like they have the blank of the week,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what it did. It's not
Well,
necessarily a bad thing.
Well, like at the beginning, that's what he did. But
Well,
then
I mean,
like,
it set it up. There's 12 of them. You gotta go kill them. Wants his body, gets it.
Well, I know that, but like, I mean, like, I was all like, because I felt like it was gonna be like, oh, let's get it, and then like the last 2 episodes were gonna be like the family arc thing.
It was. That's kind of what happened.
No, but I didn't think it was gonna meet his family till like towards the end,
Okay.
not like right in the middle.
Like
Let's
they
get
meet
it
him a couple
family
times.
time.
Until
Yeah.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Like,
I kind of think
thought-
it needed that just for it to build and snowball into
Yeah,
it.
I thought the mom was gonna like do some
I
more
agree.
things, but it's like she's just crying about her
No, just burn.
loathing and her guilt.
I'm just gonna die in
But I give it an 8 out of 10.
8.
Because that picture of the horse, it goes down and the feet.
Hey, Tanner.
And in my head canon,
haven't-
what's that guy's name again with the
Jukai?
Jukai lives.
Oh,
That's fine. I'm fine with that headcanon too.
I like that
agree.
headcanon.
I was gonna say I have an opinion.
Why does it matter? You have
I
a pin-
binged the show. It was a good show.
And
I liked it.
do you have anything else to say about it, or do you want to hold your peace?
I'm thinking.
All
Go
right.
ahead and go.
I liked it.
did you binge it?
It was kind of binged, and there were some episodes where I'd like come home from work, watch an episode, and then I'd fall asleep, and I fell asleep during that like moth one. So I kind of
Congratulations.
I kind of missed some of that, and I missed the whole spine thing, so I might have to go back. And watch
That made me
one.
laugh when that happened, man. It was all. I thought he was taking a shit. And
Wow.
it just popped out. I was just like,
And it made it always like. "Do-do-do-do."
yeah, no.
It's so weird. But yeah, that first opening was awesome. I really liked all the symbolism. I really liked the ending. I wish there was a little more with him and Dororo at the end when they were older.
Oh.
Just because I wanted to see like
So
do
you
they end
stayed
up
for
together?
that? You stayed for that.
Well, I just like wanted a little more. Just like what else is there? But yeah, I liked it.
Kill demons.
I thought it was cool action. Like it was a different kind of style of anime, I guess. Like
towards what you watched.
from what I normally watch.
It
But
was unique.
yeah, but yeah, I liked it. I'd probably say something like an 8 out of 10 too. Like it was good. Not my favorite, but good.
All right, Tanner.
I like Tubby and Toby.
Who are those?
Rib. Wubby.
Oh, I forgot that guy blew himself up too.
He
He
did.
killed himself.
Yeah.
Man, that's the second shark person that likes sharks kills himself.
What,
Who was the
what's
other one?
Yeah.
Kisame.
Hey.
Oh.
Spoilers!
That's been out for a while though.
Nobody else. That doesn't mean everybody knows it.
Well, it's big enough and old enough where it's not that big of a deal.
I mean, there's.
We didn't even
clips.
say what anime
I haven't
is
seen
yet.
it yet.
Yeah, I didn't say what anime. I said Kisame.
So if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you know, you know.
What if you only watched the
I don't
first
know what that
part?
is.
See, Brad doesn't know what anime.
Okay,
it is.
Tanner.
Peace anime.
I'll tell you the anime afterwards
Okay.
Okay.
because I don't think you're ever gonna watch it.
So, I binged it.
Okay.
I really like the show. I like the music. It's banger. I like the opening. It's banger. The story interested me enough. That's why I binged it, because it's got the demon gods and like I'm gonna kill them and the family drama. And
Shitted
then, of
out
course,
spies.
like I said, the end was kind of weird. I didn't really like the burning of the castle and them being in it. They should have gotten out. That was dumb.
What about my head cannon?
But the end of it's fine. You know, they're rich people. They save the land. They do all that. They grow up. Maybe have babies, but you don't know. You'll never know.
Maybe in the final arc.
Unless you read the reimagining.
Yeah.
They might have babies in that. What would their babies be called?
Jojo.
I shall name you baby.
Maybe.
Toby.
Toby. The shark got killed.
Jukai.
No, Daigo Jr. Or
Okay,
Talamaru. They
you-
probably name it Talamaru.
All
Or
right.
Jukai.
Or Jukai.
But he never
That's-
learned Jukai's name, but Dororo, I think, would know.
Mama.
Yeah.
Because he wanted it.
Name
He was
you
like, "What is?"
want.
I remember that part. He's like, "What's your name?" And then Jukai
It's-
almost said, "He was like, no, I'm unworthy."
All right, what do you think, Matt?
Sugondis.
I thought it was really good, and I feel like there's a reason a lot of people like it, and it's fairly popular. And it like I said, I think probably my favorite part of it's just like the antagonist family aspect, and it could have been such a throwaway and easy, like, we just hate you and they're bad people kind of thing, but they're not. At least the mom and son.
Yeah.
Dad maybe not so much.
Just for the land.
So I really like that aspect of it. I think a lot of the fights are good. I love pretty much every fight between the brothers. And it's another one of those series where it's not too short and it's not too long, and it ends. Like, that is the end.
Yeah. I love the
What do you
action.
give it?
8.5 out of 10.
And what?
I was gonna say you skipped mine, so I'll just give it.
Yeah,
a
I
0.
know. I was gonna say what was yours.
I'll give it a 0.
All right,
you gotta
it's
give us
good.
Plus 9
Oh.
All
out of
right,
10.
all right.
Yeah, nah, fuck it. Let's go 8. I agree with y'all. It was good, but it's not like. I just didn't care that much.
Yeah, a couple of episodes. Sorry, a couple of the episodes do drag, and they are filler or padding,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
some of those are better than others. Like
Yeah.
I think the worst episode is the swordsmith episode.
That's my favorite one.
But that's because it's slice of life. You like that crap.
So does Brandon.
It's okay. He can
So does
like it.
Matt.
I like slice of life. It's
He
just
can't.
I understand the reasoning. You need to fix the swords, and you need to have them do something when the swords are being
And fix
fixed.
the swords
Just
while the demons attack.
write a better thing for them to be doing.
Oh yeah, well the demon wasn't really attacking. It was just going.
But I think
You're gay.
we just about have said everything we can about Dororo. Does anyone have any closing thoughts in general?
Nah.
Give it a watch. I hope the spoilers didn't drive you away.
Yeah.
I mean, we did
I-
kind of explain the whole series.
Well, I mean, I hope if you watch it, you can get.
I would be interested to see if people who have seen it and then listen to this versus people who haven't seen it at all and then listen to this, what their
Yeah.
impressions are.
That'd
Like,
be
are we
interesting.
doing a good job illustrating the actual story? Because I remember you always told the story of how I was talking to you about Fairy Tale when I was first getting into it,
Oh yeah.
and you had no idea actually what I was talking about. Like, you thought it was like be Aladdin and stuff.
And then I read it and it sucked.
Why do you think it would be Aladdin?
No, like he would always like I wasn't into it yet, right?
Was you
No, because
Carlson
it's
to
called
it?
Fairy Tale. The guy literally has a shirt. It looks just like he's open shirt, just like Aladdin. Has baggy pants. There's a chick. They use magic. Why wouldn't there be a flying carpet? I mean, come on. Like, I pictured them out in the desert. That was their garb.
Like Magi.
Yes, like Moggy. Except I didn't know about Moggy at the time
Oh.
either.
Yeah,
But
that's
I mean, they got.
But he would always explain it.
They got magic powered cars.
I didn't know that yet. This was the very
I
beginning
think it's like
of the
episode
idea.
6.
And he would tell me about like all the stuff that happened, and it was just fun.
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, I
Next
heard.
episode, Ramiro reads the Bible. You can tell us whether he translated it right. or
All
not.
right, let me tell you something about the Bible.
Oh,
No.
save it for
The
later.
Bribble.
3:16.
No.
John 3:16.
I'm glad that you're just like every. That's it. That's all you need, right there. On 3:16. That's it.
Okay.
Don't read anything else.
No, that's what I
That
say.
is it.
No, this
Okay,
is the-
I think we've reached the end here.
No, one more thing.
Oh no.
Okay,
what?
that's what I gotta say. For the Crunk Bible, 369. There's E5. There you go. For
I'm
the
gonna
Crunk
suck you one more time if you don't be quiet. We're gonna end this episode.
No. We'll make it
Anyway,
24 hours.
we are the
Anyway,
Shower
you're getting
Productions.
low.
Yes.
Look forward to more episodes. Hopefully, we can come to more conventions and do more panels, and we can hear about that and all that goodness.
Asky
So, I am Matt,
I'm Brandon.
I'm Ramiro.
Tanner.
Tanner.
and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, you had a good time.
Thank you.
Yay!
Round of applause.
Sounds like we're fapping.